All right, so we left off at the end of summer 3 because the way I wanted to do this when we got into step 4 was like have it transition into step 4, so it'd be like a nice transition for us. So we still have the end of summer to do, but I figured that'd be nice. Moths bounced against your window, attracted by the light of your room, a siren call in the slowly darkening sky, just as the day was coming to an end, so too would summer. Liz would be moving back into the dorms before long. Luckily, Lee had been able to come stay for a short trip before her own new journey began. Damn it, what do you mean, damn it? You're literally the most out person I know. She'd officially been accepted to her first choice college a few weeks ago. This was her last chance to see it all in person for... You flipped through the plans for the next few months, realizing that you didn't even know when you'd next have the opportunity for everyone to be in the same place again. It was hard to think that you'd likely be seeing even less of your cousin going forward, but you were delighted that she was pursuing her dreams. While you were still with each other, your family was going to have a dinner together. As ever, the Holdens were tagging along too. Can't wait for my dyslexia to kick in really hard reading this. It's been a hot second. You're going for Chinese. I love Chinese. Crab rangoons. What is everyone's favorite Chinese food? I mean, like, I guess it's American Chinese. So if you actually eat real Chinese food, I want to know what your real Chinese food fave is. But it was somewhere your family had always enjoyed going ever since you and Liz were tiny. The long-standing connection made a fitting location for the final meal out before Liz and Lee set off again. Technically, you were getting ready to go out through your mind was only half on the task. It was a pleasantly warm evening, the kind that epitomized the vacation feeling, and you were in no mood to spoil it by rushing around. It was strange to think that summer was coming to an end, yet you wouldn't be returning to school. I like any Asian food, like actual Asian food, not the white version. Fair, Minty, fair. Me too. I like actual Asian food. I also like the white version, but that's because I am also unseasoned. Like... That pattern had been in place for as long as you could remember and had come to feel like a natural rhythm as inseparable as the coming of the tide. COVE is perfect. COVE is perfect. This was the first time that you were going to be able to set your own tune. Whatever came next was entirely up to you. The future looked bright. You couldn't wait to start your new life. You were nervous but ready. I feel like we'd be nervous but ready. Also, y'all remember the rules. I know it's been a hot second, but if you want to make a decision, if you feel passionately about anything, obviously throw it in the chat. Most of them I move pretty quickly through because they're not that like big of an impact. But if it's like a makeout session with COVE, y'all know you get to pick what happens. So that the rules remain. You're going to hold your head up high and face the future. Mom called up from downstairs, tearing you from your thoughts as she told you it was time to head off. Reminder, sexy. You gremlins. You raced downstairs looking forward to the evening. Everyone piled into the car while it was marketed as being suitable to hold 5 people. In practice, it made for a very tight fit. Your mom sitting in the front were fine. I questioned one of you. You, Liz, and Lee were squished into the back seat with Lee in the middle, wedged between you and your sister. But Mom was an excellent timekeeper. Thanks to her efforts, you pulled up near the restaurant on time. The process of getting out of the car was slightly easier than squeezing into it, with much less coordination required to release seatbelts than to secure them. You gave Lee a hand as she clambered out from the middle seat, then headed into the building as a group. A waiter greeted you as you entered. Ma let him know many of you there would be in total. Sometimes I read and I'm like, did I read that correctly? And he went to arrange the table to meet your needs. Let me look for some Twitter because Twitter actually has there's a lot of thirst art for COVE, so you got this, Minty. He returned promptly to guide you to your seats. You perched comfortably in your chair, your head held aloft as if buoyed by today's good fortune. Your family settled down around you, all cheerful and looking forward to the evening ahead. Oh my god, okay, whoa, I told you, Minty! I literally warned you. Your drinks ordered if you ever need some thirst... the thirst of COVE, check out Twitter fan art. The Frankies are electrifying, I love them. How are you doing today, friend? Happy Sunday. Yeah, COVE is hot. I need to stop talking, okay. Your drink order had just... Also, fun fact about COVE. COVE is demisexual and pan-romantic, so he's me. Which is why I love him so much. I'm surviving, and how are you? I'm glad to hear that you're surviving. I hope things turn some tides quickly for you, electrifying. I'm good. I'm very excited for step 4. I'm literally so hyped for this. And we have a clip of that reel. Yeah, thank you. I am a shrimp for him. They were pointed in your direction, though with Mom waving an arm in the air, it was hardly necessary. COVE and Mr. Holden came to you at the table. As greetings were being exchanged, COVE took a seat opposite to you. It had been left empty by unspoken acknowledgement that you and COVE would be wanting to sit together. Mr. Holden sat beside him.
Hi!
Let's greet. It's great to see you. I don't remember any of their voices. Oh no. Glad you could make it. Hello, everyone. I remember Mr. Holden's because I can't do deep voices. Hello, everyone. You wouldn't believe how hungry I am.
I see.
You came to the right place then. There was some laughter, though Liz groaned playfully, shaking her head at Mom's sense of humor. Growing up, she had complained, and Mom would have responded by making another comment. Liz had mellowed out over the years, but she still made a show of despairing at Mom's joke. Her reaction to them had become a joke in its own right. Menus were soon passed around. The temporary hush fell over the table as everyone read. It didn't last long, punctured by comments about what people had eaten here before and light chatter about what people were considering tonight. Once the waiter had disappeared with your orders, Cliff picked up.
Okay.
Hi, Hot Dad. So, I've got some good news. Cairo's making a trip out of here tomorrow. I might need to play this game myself. Yes, Minty. It's so good. I highly recommend anyone play it because there's so many different options of what can happen. COVE nodded, turning from his father to the rest of the table. There's our boy. Yeah, we talked about it and figured this was a good time for everyone.
Very nice.
That's great. Everyone reacted positively to the news, though Mom looked wistful. Wait, Gash, is that his dad? Yeah, this is Hot Dad. Everyone in this game is beautiful. I cannot stress that enough how beautiful everyone in this game is.
That's a shame.
Our moms are beautiful too. If
Daddy, please. I want my daddy.
Mindy! Oh my god. If only we'd known. Here we are having a big meal without her. If we'd waited one day, she could have joined us. Mom patted Ma on the back, gently nudging her from the realm of possibilities and what-ifs back to the evening that was going so well. Spicy streak, truly. Now chin up, Lee and Liz. We'll still be here tomorrow. We'll just have to throw another get-together and keep the fun train chugging along. Dilf doesn't count me in. Oh my god. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Wait, Mommy? I can't wait for the moms. Ma smiled warmly, taking Mom's hand in hers. That's true. There's plenty to celebrate right now, but there will be more good news and good times on the horizon.
Right.
Right, and speaking of, I can't do his voice. That's not all we've gotten either. Mr. Holden's eyes were alight as he sat up, straight in his chair, face angled towards his son. He barely let a beat go before nudging COVE with his elbow, pushing him to follow up on the announcement. He was the very picture of a proud papa. COVE shied from the limelight, ducking his head down and staring at his lap as he spoke.
Well,
It's just, I switched over to working full-time instead of only part-time. Plus, I've been looking at apartments. There's a few I can choose from. He flicked his gaze up at everyone around the table, a smile creeping over his face. I'll be pretty busy going forward. Apartments? He was moving? COVE was going to move out of his dad's house after 10 years. He wasn't going to be your neighbor anymore. Mr. Holden gripped one of COVE's shoulders and gave it a loving shake. His excitement couldn't be contained. Oh my god, no! You want an Australian accent? Oh my god, for Mr. Holden? Okay, hold on, let me put a timer on. 5 minutes. Do you want all of them to have Australian? I don't even remember how to do an Australian accent. Okay, hold on. Good day, mate. God. Good day. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry in advance. Oh my god. Alright. The timer's not showing up. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. It's on Mr. Holden's neck. Why is that on Mr. Holden's neck? Timer, come here. You're mine. You're coming over here. Alright, there's your timer. Good day, mate. Okay, I got this. I can't do it. I need to hear an Australian accent. Crikey, incredible coast. Actually going to make it to adult. It's a miracle. What was that? That's not Australian. Oh no. Mr. Holden leaned back in his chair, still staring up at the ceiling in mock wonder. Mr. Holden must be Aussie, the others are at your discretion. Okay. I can't do it for all of them.
I'm so glad.
Wait, okay, what's Steve Irwin sound like? I need like, good night, crikey. I don't know. What does stuff Australian people say? I mean, like, I'm looking up a YouTube video. Hold on, Australian accents. I need a sound. I need how to do an Australian accent fast. Perfect. Give it to me.
Who are you?
This is an ad. This is not helpful. I need actual. Thank you.
This, so then it means say. What are you saying? Not what are you saying? Now this last part, the verb. So this one here with the ER, we're gonna change that to an So if we change it instead of going
This is not helpful. This video is bad. I don't like it.
Going, where's the butter?
Where's the butter? Where's the butter? Oh no, okay. I wasn't good. Sassy, this is horrible. I can't do it. Just a good day. Mate, how's I wasn't convinced I'd be able to bear a child. Good day. All the way to this point. Okay, maybe if I go southern and then I go crikey. No, that's still southern. Crikey. But thankfully, I can't do it. I looked down at the best play me could have asked for. This is just gonna be me not being able to do Australian, Sassy. I hope you enjoyed your points. Dad. Cove blinked his vision with his hands on the side of his face, temporarily blocking his father from sight. Despite his genuine bashfulness, which left him unable to meet anyone's eyes after all the attention thrust his way, he was happy.
Thanks.
Thanks. I was really lucky too. You're a good dad.
Aw.
Aw, come here. Miss Holden threw an arm around Cove's neck, pulling him into as close of a hug as seating allowed. He rubbed his cheek on the top of his son's head. No, Sassy. While Cove chuckled, accepting the affection with good humor. You looked around at the faces of the company here. You've been on this journey with everyone here for years, seen them falter and grow, and they had watched you go through the same. Cove was leaving his family home. Liz was heading back to college, while Lee was starting at hers. You were staying close, but it was clear you were all heading in different directions, to different destinations. Some near and some far, but it would be long until you were all going your own way. Aw, it's bittersweet. I would say it's bittersweet, right? Like, this is an emotional time. You turned your head to the side, wistful, not wanting to spoil the evening with your troubles. You're glad that everyone was succeeding, but the idea of splitting up gave you a twinge of regret. These people had been key pillars in your life. Days ahead without them, no matter how bright and shiny, felt a little empty, like a theme park after closing. But you focused on the sweet side. New adventures were still ahead, and you could encourage that optimism. Cove brought some attention to himself with clearing up his throat and a small interjection. Hey, Pete! Yes, new game! We're doing variety today. It is Our Life. Have you ever played this game? I love it. It's so good. This is our boyfriend. I'm tossing up the narrator or Cove being British. Oh, God. Cove brought some attention to himself with a clearing of his throat and a small interjection. I'm going to stretch my legs while we're waiting for the food and everything.
Sure.
Crikey, sure thing, bud. With a tiny smile, he nodded at his dad, but the lightness to his expression faded when he moved to face you. Wanna come? I would love to come with you, Cove. I love you, Cove. Alright, thank God I don't have to do the bad Australian accent anymore. Thank God. He was attempting to be subtle, but there was very obviously something on his mind, something he wanted to talk to you about alone. You watched him with concern as what is this poll? Who should be British? No! At least I can do British better than Australian. I'll give it. It's still bad, but like, I can pretend. You watched him with concern as you rose from your seat. Yeah, I'll go. Take care. With those parting words, the two of you walked about the place. He was trying to get as far away from everyone else as possible without actually exiting the building. What did you need to say? He hadn't admitted that was what this was about, but he didn't need to. Cove started pulling up on the hem of his shirt. He turned his head back to face you, but it was an awkward movement. Well, I wanted to talk to you one-on-one about all this. You know, my work, moving. I mean, it was coming before, but now it's pretty much here. Yeah, it's exciting. Cove stopped hicking at his shirt and seemed to respond well to that response. He was relieved you weren't upset about it. No, never played it, but it looks nice. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a great Sunday. I'm doing great. This is one of my favorite games, Bean. It is super inclusive, super diverse, LGBTQIA+ friendly. We're playing Devin, who is a non-binary character, and we're dating Cove, who is just the sweetest human ever, and this game is just like the epitome of healthy relationships, and we just love it. I can do British. Bold of you to be so confident with 2 Brits in chat. I'm not. I said bad. I said I can do it badly. I didn't say I could do it well. That's the difference. I can do a bad British. I'm glad you think so. But then he looked down and his brows furrowed. You saw his hand shift away from his clothes and instead rub at his arm. Are you looking forward to it? I am. Well, I'm trying to be. He ducked his head further, and you saw his face start to redden. But it's scary. I don't want things to end. Buggy! You contributed over 1,000 channel points? What is this? Chat has decided everyone will be British. Oh my god, okay. Alright. This is gonna sound more Australian. I swear to God, you're gonna be like, this is an Australian accent, not a British accent. And I'm going to say, you are correct, but I can't hear the difference because I'm a stupid American who can't tell the difference between the 2 accents. Anyways, it wasn't me that decided. Buggy chose chaos. Alright. You're going to do great things. Hi, Linus! Random note, I just got an advert for Skittles where a man peeked in the vented wall and the Jaguar's paw slapping through. What? Skittles ads are the weirdest. How are you doing today, Lettuce? He said nothing, but his eyes met yours again. And I apologize for the British accent, everyone. It's been redeemed. We have 5 minutes. Cove then turned his head away and wrapped his arms around himself. You felt a sudden chill that definitely wasn't caused by the air conditioner. It's happening, you know? What I talked about earlier this summer, the world isn't going to keep us together anymore. It will all be up to us now. But everything is still going to be okay, right? We're still going to be okay? Ah! Don't do this to my heart, Cove! Your eyes weren't as he got mad at you for this, you kept calm. You got mad at him. I'm not gonna get mad at him because he's worried. I would be worried. You were also worried. I want to be calm. I want to keep him calm. I want to be calm. We're going to be calm together. Working on a project. What project, Lettuce? I hope it's going well. I'm doing great. We're with my favorite boy. You understood his concern. It was definitely hard to imagine what would happen. However, you didn't let yourself get upset. British accents versus Australian accents. Alright, Bean, I will do that after I finish with the voice thingy. And then I will do the rant about accents. I want it to be forever. I'll make sure we always are. I'm yours as long as you want me! Ah! Oh my god, it's so cute! I'm yours as long as you want me! You looked at Cove, you seemed utterly touched. You had the feeling that he couldn't imagine not wanting you. I had to contribute to the chaos. I know, I appreciate you, I truly do. I just don't want to waste, because I only have to do the game in the British accent, so I don't want to waste Zazzy's points, because otherwise I won't. It's just both of them wanting to lose to Irish accents. Ooh, hot take. Cove laughed with a delicate smile on his face. Okay, you win. I wanted to prepare myself for the horrifying unknown, but you're kind of giving me no choice but to be optimistic here. His eyes sparkled with mischief. Strong armor. I love him so much! That's right. Oh no, I can't believe you're being forced to have hope about life. I'm happy to hear that. You're welcome. You snickered. That's because if I stop doing it, I'll lose it. Oh no, it's not good. But we're gonna do it. Thank you for the link, Gabby! I hope you're having a great Sunday. Oh no, I can't believe you're being forced to have hope about life. His lips twitched up at your sarcasm.
Right?
I know. How am I going to get past this? He gave a small smile and then stopped joking around. Thanks for listening to me, Devin. It helped. He felt pleased with his anxiety and eased after talking it out. Shut up! I'm doing my best! I'm not British and I can't do it. I need like someone to like be talking in my ear to actually get good at accents. I think it's time to rejoin the party. Do you feel like heading back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing here. That'd probably be good. With matching smiles, you both reclaimed your seats at the table. Both of you felt lighter and it showed. You see, Poppy. What was that? Yeah, both of you need to talk to me, so I pick up an accent, please. Yeah, it looked like you were having quite the conversation over there. It's neighbor stuff, sorry. I used to be your neighbor. He waved off their questions, and you didn't offer any explanations. They seemed curious, but caught that Cove wanted it to stay between the two of you and let it drop. Yes, just stop talking to me. Look. Things relaxed, you took a sip of your drink. Lee idly tapped the table and got your attention. I'm so excited to try this place. Yes, I'm done! Thank you! Release from the bad British hell. Alright, nerdy rant. Thank you, Bean, for the nerdy rant. Australian versus British accents. I don't know the difference between them, quite honestly. I think, right, the Aussie accent has a little bit more of like tougher tones than British accents, but like also like the continent is so big, both of them, that there's so many different dialects, and I can't tell the difference. I can barely tell the difference between American dialects, let alone like dialects from other countries. But like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, Australian accents are superior to British accents. Sorry, Buggy and Sassy. They're just more fun. They sound better. Chris Hemsworth has an Australian accent, and you know, he is just a giant himbo man that we love. I'm so sorry. British accents are still good. But like, Australian accents are better. You know, but I will say, Bean had a point, or was it Lettuce who said this? Irish accents, far superior. Irish accents, I would love an Irish accent. I cannot do them. It's not one of the options. I don't know how to do an Irish accent except for a really bad like garden. But that's like all I can say. But Irish is way better, and I know this rant's supposed to be about Australian, but I had to just throw that in there. Not gonna lie, Aussie accents are better. They are, Zazzy. They're just really good accents. I know French accents are okay. I'm trying to think of like other accents that are really nice. When spoken, like when other languages are spoken with their unique accents, I think that's really nice too. Like if you hear people speak their like non-English like in their native accents, I think that's really nice. Spanish accents are nice. Accents are nice, except for American. American accents suck. It was me. Irish accents remind me that humans beside my wife can be attractive. Facts, Lettuce. I feel like that's very fair. Irish accents are very nice. I haven't been here a long time. Now I'm gonna be stuck in this accent. I hope it's as good as I remember. All the restaurants in the area are pretty top-notch in my humble opinion. So I'll need 4K points to hear your Irish accent. Got it. Well, I don't think it's an option. I think there's like four options in there for like accents, and I'm not sure Irish is in there because I don't really know how to do it. I might have to change it because I don't really know how to do Australian either. We'll see. It was a challenge issued Liz carried herself like some sort of professional food critic, and Mom snorted. Tough crowd. Jeez, Liz. Ma giggled and chimed in as well, much to Liz's embarrassment. That's right, Lizzie. Jeez. Oh, jeez, Louise. Jeez. Liz put a hand over her eyes in mock offense.
Rude.
Say Ireland, but emphasize on the R. You can't sound Irish. You can't not sound Irish? I probably will succeed at it. Ireland. There, I didn't sound Irish. Ireland. 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 I'm just in a goofy, silly mood. Please send help. I hardly say G's anymore. Ko smirked and turned. I'm gonna like say every R in this game, like emphasis on it now, to your sister. You leaned forward in your seat. Huh. Jeez. Everyone burst out laughing, besides Liz, of course. She smirked. No one could ever accuse your family of being no fun. Night fell soon after everyone finished their meals, and before you knew it, you were standing in the parking lot saying your goodbyes and packing up the cars to go home. After the last of the chores were done, your family spent some more time together. You then had some extra time and decided to check in with Shiloh. Why the fuck would I talk to Shiloh? Fuck Shiloh. Relax on your own. The rest of the night felt like it was going by in a blink of an eye, and somehow the time turned to your retire to your room to sleep. You pulled your colors up under your chin and settled down for the night, getting warm and cozy. As your head sank into your pillow and you closed your eyes, your mind drifted back to everything that had happened that day. You couldn't see it all now behind your eyelids, as though you were experiencing it all over again. And then the image of COVE popped into your head, and you smiled softly to yourself. You decided to text him to chat. You texted him to come over. You wanted to sneak out to his room. We've never done that before. You were feeling tired, so you snuggled deeper into your bed. Wait, what do we do? Birdie B. Benson, the B stands for bloody awful at British accents. Yes, that's the new B today. The new B stands for bloody awful at British accents. This is true. Wait, we have to sneak over. Okay, is that the vote? We're sneaking over? Or text him to come over? No. We're gonna sneak over. Thanks for the lyrics, Sassy. We have to sneak over to his room. What's gonna happen? We've never done this. If COVE could do it, then you didn't see why you shouldn't be allowed to. You made up your mind. As quietly as you could manage, you put on your shoes, slipped out of your room, closing the door behind you softly. Heading slowly down, you took care not to make the floor creak, especially the boards right by the bathroom. Those definitely squeaked. The stillness of the night made even the slightest sound seem so much louder to your ears, and you were very aware of your mom sleeping nearby. Upon reaching the bottom, you tiptoed towards the front door. Slipping out into the crisp night air, you shut the door and took a relieving breath. Excitement rising, you dashed across the street towards COVE's house. The road was surreal at this hour, familiar and yet strange. It might have been eerie at another time, but with how eager you were, you hardly cared. You attempted to find your way from a normal footpath to the side of the condo, but the limited light was making it difficult. You knew for sure which window was COVE's, and lucky for you, it was on the first floor. Unlike COVE, you wouldn't have to do any building scaling. All you needed to do now was make it safely over the fence and past the bushes without being caught or injured. Sneaking closer, you glanced over the hedges towards COVE's bedroom window, finding it cracked open. Perfect. You wouldn't have to knock and worry about him not answering. Hoisting yourself up with ease, you cleared the fence and avoided the shrubs, then darted over to the window. You buzzed with a nervous excitement as you approached it in the dark, having successfully made it all the way here unseen. Lifting the window up so that it was fully open, you pushed yourself halfway through, your legs dangling in the underbrush below. It was a little awkward as a small shelf was right in the way. You had to take care not to knock over a couple of plants, but you made it through with minimum noise. Once safely inside, you dusted yourself off and turned back to close the window gently, with only the soft glow of moonlight and Cove's fish tank there to see the way. You gave a small wave to the special fish you got to name Glop. Oh my god, I forgot we named the fish Glop! Then, straining your eyes through the dark, you crept towards Cove's bed, barely making out the sleeping figure beneath the covers. By the sound of his soft breathing, you could tell that he hadn't heard you come in. Oh my god, he's sleeping! Who are we, Edward Cullen? Oh my god. And a small smile tugged at your lips. Oh no, how do we wake him up? You startled him with a loud, no, we're not doing that, that's mean. You poked him until he woke up, you nudged him gently, you whispered his name, you sat down on top of him. You let him sleep and sat beside him. Aw, that's kind of sweet. Say it out loud. What am I? You're a vampire. Truly though, this is some Edward Cullen type shenanigans we're pulling right now. What do? We need to alert him to our presence, otherwise this is creepy. Should we nudge him? Should we whisper his name? I want to like pet his hair. I wish that was an option. You nudge him? Nudge him? After a couple of nudges, he sleepily blinked his eyes and mumbled something incoherent beneath his breath. Cove, I want to come over. Is that alright? He let out a yawn and rolled towards you, waking up just enough to understand the question, but not the full context. A faint smile appeared on his face. What? Yeah, I want you here. Why is he so cute? He reached for you, his arms wrapping around your neck as he pulled you towards him. When your foreheads touched, you gave a satisfied smile. Forehead touching! Forehead touching! Oh my god. Then, as if totally unaware of what he'd done, he started dozing off again. You snickered quietly to yourself as he sat there. He could figure it out on his own, and after a few more seconds, he did. Wait, Devin? Yes? Do you need something? He shuffled under the covers and sat up to stare at you in alarm.
What?
Why are you in my room? What happened? You sweet, amazing being. I literally love Cove so much. A smile slipped onto your face as he finally registered your presence for real. What do we say? Oh my god, do we kiss him? You can hug him. I was bored. I didn't want to be alone. You said nothing. Jackie's always pushing for the kissing. I should have known. I should have known you were gonna say it. Kiss. Okay, okay. But he's a shy being. We have to respect his boundaries. Clutching the front of his shirt, you gently pulled him towards you and met his lips with your own. He kissed you back softly before pulling back too quickly, looking a little flustered. Was that the whole reason? He hesitated before whispering the next part embarrassedly. To kiss me? Was that our whole reason? It's not the only reason. No? Yes? Is that a bad reason? I don't know if I say that's not the only reason, if that's like an innuendo for something, because I don't want that. I don't want the innuendo. Is that a bad reason? Yes, no. I'm gonna say, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with, is that a bad reason? Because I'm worried the first one will be like, I don't think it would be. This game's too wholesome, but you never know what the context will be. We can also rewind. That's something I really like about this game, is you can go back and make different choices. No, it's not. I should have known you'd do this one of these days. It's only fair. You let out a breath, feeling relieved that he didn't seem bothered by it. In fact, it felt kind of good. You thought maybe this enthusiasm was why Cove did it so often. He pushed himself up, fully swinging his legs over the side of the bed and leaving a spot for you beside him. Context is true. Remember when we picked an option and escalated to calling Cove stupid? Yeah, that is my fear. Like, we're gonna accidentally, like, say something and not mean it. But luckily we can rewind. His hands shook where he held them in his lap. He was nervous. You sat beside him happily, waiting for him to speak first. You can stay as long as you want. Really? Yeah, really. Can I stay the whole night?
Of course.
You just said yes! You smiled, feeling relieved that he had agreed, and he grinned back. You could always count on him. I've secretly slept over in your room before. It's fair you get to do it too. You snickered, feeling pleased with your decision to do this. Well, it looks like you might be getting the floor yet again. Okay, but there's no way I'm letting you take the floor this time. Yeah, I'm gonna say that one, because he always sleeps on our floor, and this is his room, so he gets the bed. Here we go again. You rolled your eyes and let out a soft laugh, which Cove returned as he rubbed at the back of his neck. Wait, did Cove just admit to being Edward Cullen? No, remember, because Cove sneaks over to our house all the time, so he just sleeps like on our floor and stuff all the time with us. I want to share. Can we try? No, I don't want to push him because I made him uncomfortable last time. I take the floor, I insist. I wouldn't mind at the bed. I appreciate you taking the floor. I'll take the floor. I insist. His eyes narrowed into slits of aquamarine. He didn't want to argue about it, but also didn't want to accept your offer. But you were firm about your decision. Your gazes stayed locked on each other until you had silently entered into some sort of staring competition, neither one of you willing to budge. As the mini battle of wills continued, you drifted closer until you could almost count every single one of his eyelashes. You stared each other down, the two of you locked eye to eye. One of you would have to be the first to crack. Please, but we're dating this time. Well, okay, but Jackie, remember we went to his mom's this summer, and we were dating when we went to his mom's, and we tried to convince him to share the bed with us, and he got like really flustered and very uncomfortable, and was like, I'm just like not ready to like be in a bed with you. And so I don't wanna push him. Like I don't wanna do that. I feel like, yeah. But now I do, yeah. Well, I mean, we could try. Maybe it would be different this time, but like his comfort. We respect boundaries in this household. You know what? I'd be more comfortable on the floor than the bed. Get over it already. It's your house, so I'm not taking your bed. He pouted and pulled at the hem of his shirt unhappily.
Come on.
Evan, I just can't be sleeping in a bed if you're not too. So that's it. I'm not going to be the only one with a bed tonight. You raised an eyebrow and folded your arms over your chest, giving him a questioning look. Does that mean you'd share it with me? See, okay, this is his idea, so this is okay. This is okay, because this is his idea. Yeah, this time we can share. Yeah, he's freaking it up! Really? You'd actually stay and not leave to be on the floor? He nodded, holding back your delight. You tried not to grin at his sudden boldness. Eventually, your smile broke through, though Cove stayed completely serious, his face set like stove. I just think I just died and went to Cove heaven, right? I know. Oh, I love this game so much. There, I've made a compromise. If you won't take it, then you'll just have to set me sleeping on the floor. Oh, we can both have the floor. That's kind of cute. We'll both have the bed. Okay, I'll take the bed. I feel like we'd either do we'll both have the bed or we'll have the floor. We'll both have the floor. Because either way, we're together, right? And I feel like for him, he'll still be, like he compromised, but I feel like I want him to still be comfortable, you know? Both bed because comfy. My brain just went to pillow forts on the floor. That's where mine went, Draco. I kind of want to be in a pillow fort with Cove on the floor. Like, I feel like that'd be kind of cute, no? Well, we can see if it's actually a pillow fort. Hold on, we can check. Let's see if they make one.
So...
Yeah, they do! Okay, wait, okay. They make a pillow fort. Let's see what happens if he's comfortable with the bed. He's nervous. He's nervous with the bed, so we're gonna go with the floor. See, I like being able to check this. We're checking the boundaries. Huh? That's my compromise. He broke into laughter, all tension gone. Alright, deal. My brain said that the floor would hurt our backs. That's fair, Jackie, it might. Cove rubbed at his eyes and stifled a yawn, stretching his arms above his head.
So...
This is kinda dumb, but we're doing it. so we should put stuff down to sleep on. Right, I'll help. He gave a grateful smile. The two of you took pieces from the not being used bed and gathered up a few spare pillows and blankets and set them on the floor. When you had arranged them enough to be comfortable to sleep on, Cove hummed happily. The two of you got under your own covers, laughing and joking around before remembering you would be keeping the noise down. Resting on your side, you fluffed up your pillow and faced Cove, who did the same. He sighed amusedly as he settled in on the floor. Make sure you don't get too close to me. Otherwise, I'll basically be like, we're sharing the same sleeping spot anyway, and then all the sacrifices we're making will be for nothing. You scoffed quietly, hardly believing how ridiculous he was when it came to this, but that was Cove Holden for you. You're so dumb sometimes, that's mean! I'm gonna flick his nose. He snickered quietly and attempted to do the same to you, but you quickly buried your face in a pillow, so he lightly tugged your ear instead. Your neighbor looked over at you happily. He was honestly content.
I love you.
Ah! Ah! I love you. I love you! I love you too! Oh my god! The night stretched on, and you continued giggling and chatting, turning out absolutely everything except this room and each other. You felt so light again, like you were 8 instead of 18, and the only big decision you had to make were what you were going to have for the breakfast in the morning. Yes, Jackie, he did! He did! We did!
Turkey Baba!
Patsy! Thank you for the resubby! How are you doing, friend? How's it going? How is it? How is your life? I forget what I was watching you play the other day. Was it Genshin? How's that going? If it's not Genshin, I don't remember. My brain is trashy trash. Soon enough, your eyes began to grow heavy, and the conversation slowly came to an end as both fell into a restful sleep side by side. The next morning, you were lost in a comfortable dream until a loud noise startled you awake and your eyes flew open, wildly searching for the source of the sound. Oh fuck! It was the door opening abruptly and the frame stood Mr. Holden smiling brightly. He hadn't seemed to have noticed you straight away. Thank you for the clip, Draco! In New York with the lady? Ooh, how's New York? Are you going to see any shows? Or you just, the zoo? The Met? What you doing in New York? He hadn't seemed to notice you straight away. Get your butt out of bed, sport, mom's here. Oh. All of a sudden, the two of you made eye contact and he froze where he stood, the smile slowly slipping from his face. Well, that's not what I usually walk into. I clearly should have knocked this morning. No! Your mouth wordlessly fell open. Of course, Cove would get away with sneaking into my room and I'm the one who gets caught. Good morning, Mr. Holden. You pulled the blanket up over your head. You screamed. I feel like this one's really funny, but I don't want to get Cove in trouble, so. Just here for work, but spending free time sightseeing and eating great food. Ooh, that's fun. It's nice when work gets to pay for trips. How has the food been? Delicious, hopefully. The blanket, you pull your head over your head. I feel like I'd just be shocked. You wanted to make a sound or react in at least some way, but all coherent thought has simply slipped from your head. Cove blinked his eye tidily and mumbled something incoherent before turning towards the door. Both you and Mr. Holden stared at him for a few moments, neither knowing what to say or do. Cove, who continued looking at his dad docilely, was obviously having a hard time trying to process the situation. Then his eyes widened. Dad? Cove scrambled to get to his feet, tossing his covers aside as he pushed himself up. Unfortunately, in his attempts, his blanket slipped on the hardwood floor and he went flying backwards. With a thump, he hit his head on the floor. Ow! He flopped back down on his pillow, pressing a hand up to his head and groaning loudly. Cove! You reached out towards him instinctively. Cove, bud, are you alright over there? Mr. Holden stepped further into the room, his eyebrows furrowed in concern, and he bent down towards his son.
Yes.
Yes, please just go! Okay, I'll leave. Cliff held his hand in front of him in a calming gesture, even though Cove couldn't see it. He turned to make his exit, but stopped abruptly in the doorway, obviously deciding he had something more to say. I know we've talked about this before, but I feel like now is one of those times to mention that I was barely older than you when I found out I was gonna be a daddy, so just if there's anything you need to say or ask about, we're not having kids! Wow, this escalated so quickly. So good. How's the game been? It's great, Fonzie. We're still ending summer 3 right now, so we haven't started the new summer yet. But we're gonna have like a nice transition to it, and it's been so cute. I love this game so much. What kind of food have you been eating? I know. I was only saying at the age things can move fast, and he let out a heavier sigh, running a hand over his face before stopping himself and saying calmly, you know. What? It's fine. We'll chat about this later. Kyra's awaiting. With that, he stepped back out of the room, giving the two of you one last look before pulling the door shut behind him. Oh my god, Dad, stop talking, truly. Cove rubbed on his face before dropping his head into his hands and mumbling between his fingers.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You patted him on the leg. Well, that was fun. You covered your face with your hands. That was so awkward. You groaned. I'm gonna groan. Why did something like this have to go ahead and happen? With a heavy sigh, Cove forced himself to sit up again. He frowned hard and staring over at the closed door. Sorry. I guess we can't just hide in here now. He gave you a sidelong glance, and despite his displeasure at the situation, a small smile quirked his lips.
It's nice.
It's too bad it had been really nice. I wish I could stay here all day. You found yourself smiling along with him. Though when you thought of having to go out there and face both Cove, Dad, and his mom, you weren't thrilled. The two of you took a few minutes to get up properly and get yourself as ready as possible. Cove put his glasses back on before heading out to see Kyra. Mom. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Kyra was waiting patiently in the living room. She was in high spirits with her eyes set on the hallway. Her amused smile only widened when you and Cove froze. It did take long for the realization to sink in that the scene must have been loud enough for her to hear even from here. Cove tried to look unimpressed, eyes narrowing over Kyra's smug delight, though his face was already turning red and his mom hadn't even said anything yet. She is not Shrek, she's literally Beauty and Grace. What is this interpretation, Buggy? He squared his shoulders, lifted his head, and strode forward. No! Get out of here! Not Mike Wazowski, not Shrek. I'm gonna need you to stop insulting the beautiful mom that is Cove's mother, okay? Thank you very much.
Hey.
Hi, Mom. Hi, baby. And hello to you too, Devin. Her tone cracked in greeting, and then she just gave in and laughed, unable to keep any of it. Cove frowned at that, and his eyebrows furrowed. Thanks for the lurk, Draco! Sorry for the interruption. I didn't know you already had guests. His frown wobbled as he became even more embarrassed, but this moment he couldn't muster up any words to defend himself. Well, it's not like anyone's surprised by this. I'm sorry. Hi. You don't have to laugh even say anything. I'm gonna say hi. As Kira slowly composed herself again, you raised a hand to wave. All you could really do was smile. Cove was still unable to say anything, other than his teeth biting into the inside of his cheek. He stood there frozen. Kyra studied you both for a moment.
It's alright.
It's okay. My not-so-little mister is spreading his wings. I can't complain about that. She lightly tapped the tip of his nose. That got a tiny smile out of Cove. Despite being much taller than Kyra at this point, he still seemed like a little kid in front of her. You released the air you were holding in your lungs, and then Kyra's gaze locked onto you. You know, we were just about to go over to see Pam and Noelle. Are you two coming? Sure. I should definitely go back there. Cove chuckled at your phrasing. He stretched his arms for a moment and yawned, trying to physically shake off what happened.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great.
Right, let's do it. It was then that you noticed Mr. Holding standing on the other side of the room. You figured he must have been trying to create some space for everyone during the last conversation. You could tell he felt a little bit awkward, but he tried smiling reassuringly. As he stretched his back of his neck, his attention went to Cove. Bud, you want to get changed first? Cove looked down at his pajamas for a moment. He shook his head. No, we don't have to wait for that. Are you sure? It's only a trip across the street.
Don't worry about it.
I'm alright. Besides, Devin is going in pajamas too. Fair point. Cove then leaned in closer to you. He grumbled quietly. And your moms are gonna figure out what happened anyways, so... Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, we go. Away we go. With that decided, the four of you headed out across the street to your house. It felt strange waiting there while Mr. Holden knocked on the door.
Hello.
No. Hi there. Mom answered the door, her expression brightened even more seeing Kyra there. She moved to pull Kyra into a hug. Then her gaze fell on you. Devin. Hi, Mom.
Huh?
When did you get out there? Why are you still in your pajamas? Mom's eyebrows raised as she gave you a deep, examining stare. Meanwhile, you and Ko shared a slow side glance with each other. Before you could answer, more heads popped into view around the door. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. It's worth it. It was worth it. It was worth the cute moment, but still. Ma, Liz, and Lee were all chuckling. To be honest, I always assumed Cove had been the one sneaking around. Her eyes sparkled with amusement, and you had to look away. You noticed Cove's face was burning red again. I have secondhand embarrassment. Literally saved Jackie. It was a solid theory, Lammy. Most likely they've both been breaking and entering. I wouldn't put it past my baby. He takes after his parents.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. I believe my Devin has been getting up to all that mischief too. Mortified, Cove looked like he wanted to disappear, while the adults chuckled and discussed what you and him may or may not have done. No! Fortunately, they left the conversation there. Get out of here. That's so uncomfortable. Enough of standing around out there. Come on in. Mom moved aside to usher the group in and guided them to the living room. Before anyone could get it settled in, Mom spoke up. You're all welcome to stay for breakfast. We still have some great spices and stuff from the farmer's market.
Of course.
Yes, we'd be thrilled to host you. There were eager nods from Holden and Kyra, but Cove looked around the room filled with familiar faces before speaking up. Maybe instead of staying here, why don't we go to the beach? A scenic picnic, eh? I still can't do Mr. Holden's voice. Mr. Holden crossed his arms and contemplated that idea happily. Excited, Kyra clapped her hands together.
Yeah.
Oh, we could really make a day of it. Might as well enjoy the ocean while we can. That sounds lovely, Cove. Everyone else put in their own agreement with Cove's suggestion. Before long, both families dispersed, getting everything ready. Sandwiches had to be made, water, sunscreen, towels, and more needed to be gathered and packed. Plus, you and Cove both took some time to get dressed for the day. Do either boobs What do you mean, Jackie? Oh my god. Oh my god, wait, I'm gonna bring the... Today's felt like significantly special to bust it out. It's like they have pillows on their chest. Let me look. I'm gonna have to look. And I'm gonna have to look at the An hour later, both your family and Coves were walking down the old path to the beach. The morning was already turning into a bright and beautiful day. You honestly couldn't ask for better weather for a beach trip. The moment you laid your eyes on the full view of the ocean, you stopped and stood there memorized. It didn't matter that you grew up there. The sight always filled you with wonder. Hey, Devin.
So?
I was thinking about calling Terry and Miranda, see if they'd come too. Everyone else is pretty much already here, so would your family mind? Wow, you had a good idea. He chuckled, his mouth pulled into a bent smile. It had to happen sometime. That may have had you laughing this time. You were already eager for your friends to join you there. Hey, Mom, Ma! They both stopped what they were doing and turned towards you. Immediately, you darted over to them. I have a question. Would it be alright if Terry and Miranda came by? I don't see pillows. I don't see why not. You see pillows? Mom looked to Mom to see what she thought, and she nodded in agreement. Mom then shot a glance over at Mr. Holden and Kyra. Knowing that Kyra, I don't know what I'm saying. It's like one big pillow booth. Well, I mean, they're not really like wearing defining clothing. I don't know.
You alright with that?
Cliff, Kira, what do you think? Doesn't look like real boobs. That's fair. I mean, they're like animated drawings anyways. Oh my god. The more the merrier.
Okay.
Of course, they're welcome with me. Thanks. Delighted you nodded. I appreciate the fact they're like not sexualized. That's what I appreciate. Even if they're not realistic, they're not sexualized, which is by far the most important thing in my eyes. Delighted you nodded and turned on your heels. Cove was still several feet away, talking to Lee and Liz, likely about the same topic. With a beaming smile, you gave him a thumbs up, and the two of them must have also approved as Cove quickly got his phone out and started making the calls. At that, you turned your attention to helping the picnic set up. You hurried over to your mom's and helped put the rest of the food in moments, you noticed Cove at your side. So, what's the verdict on those invitations? True, boobies are boobies, yeah. They're gonna come. Yes! Excited, you raised your free hand for a high five. Cove laughed and slapped your hand.
Yeah.
They'll meet us here later today. Shouldn't be too long. I can't wait. Once the setup was done, everyone got comfortable and dug into the food. You couldn't remember the last time breakfast tasted this good, but you attributed it to the gorgeous ocean view and soothing sea breeze. Morning swiftly gave way to afternoon, and a very recognizable face came walking down to the shore. Baxter seemed momentarily surprised to see you all there. He pleasantly approached with a wave.
Hello, folks.
Oh no, what voice did I give Baxter? It was British. I gave him a bad British voice, didn't I? Oh god. I haven't had to do him in a hot second. Hello there. I didn't mean to intrude on the party. I was coming down to get some fresh air. Oh, you didn't intrude on anything. You're welcome to join us. We brought plenty of towels and food and sunscreen. Yeah, you're one of the neighbors. Kick back and relax with us.
Thank you.
Well, I can't possibly say no to that. Thank you. I like his style. I'm pretty sure he is some flavor of fruit. Baxter gaze moved over to you and Cove. He smiled. Devin, Cove, long time no see. Hi. You waved from where you were leisurely sat and Cove nodded. We meet again. Yes, lucky me. A few giggles escaped Lee as she watched Baxter. It was then that Baxter noticed the face he didn't immediately recognize from around the neighborhood. He turned up his charm even more for the introduction. Excuse me, I'm Baxter Ward. I'm sorry we haven't met before. It's Cove's mom! I thought it was gonna be our sister! He's flirting with Cove's mom! What fruit would I be? I don't know. What fruit do you think I would be? I feel like I would probably be a weird fruit, like a dragon fruit or something. Or a papaya. Why a papaya? I don't know. I have no reasoning for this. What would your fruit be? Kyra, well, I'm not typically from around this area, just visiting. I'm Cove's mom. Oh, I'll remember that. It's nice to meet you. What fruit would you all be? After that, Baxter spent some time getting better acquainted with everyone, and Terry and Miranda arrived decidedly. The conversation shifted to what you all would do next. A pigeon fruit?
case.
Is that even a real fruit? What fruit do I think you'd be? Strawberry. I don't know. You like weird milk flavors, and I don't know why strawberries remind me of strawberry milk. I feel like that's too feminine of a fruit, though. I don't know why. I don't know how my brain works. Thank you for the lurk, Minty. We could all do a few rounds of volleyball. There's plenty of us now.
Is that all right?
Could I play? Of course. Miranda brightened, delighted with this plan. Maud looked around to see if there were any other takers. I don't feel like playing. I'd have to change, but it'd be fun to watch. You know how there's like, look at you, strawberry blonde, na, 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 na. I don't know. It's just like that kind of connotation in my head. Like cottagecore. but like flowy princess dress cottagecore, you know? Also, I'm back, but I will be lurking since we still at oh, well, welcome back. Please don't get in trouble. And thank you for the lurk. I would be the ref. My eyes won't miss a thing. I'm in. Excellent. We almost have enough for 2-on-2 teams. Volleyball's a good idea, but there should probably be something happening for those who aren't a fan. Ooh, I have some crafting supplies. We could use it to make jewelry. We could even use the stuff we find around the beach to accentuate them.
Really?
What? Really? I want to make a necklace.
That'd be great.
I'd be interested in trying my hand at that too.
Absolutely.
Promptu crafting is my kind of party. I'd like to join too, please. I want to play volleyball. You looked at Ma, ready to jump into a competitive mode. She looked thrilled to have you on board. Now that plans were settled, the group temporarily split into two.
Anyway.
Alright, sports stars, we're gonna have to pick partners, and then it's game on. Mr. Holden left the rest of you to deliberate and turned his attention to drawing a makeshift court in the sand.
Well?
Well? She walked over to you and hooked her arm around yours. You laughed. I want to be on Devin's team. You paired with Ma. Alright, I'll be Ma and me. You wanted to have fun with your Ma. Cove put on his game face, not intending to go easy on you now that you were on opposite sides. Oh, I'll go fight Cove. When Mr. Holden finished drawing the court, he went and fetched the volleyball from the various other supplies you all brought there. Sounds like we have our teams all set, right?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Now get to your sides. The four of you situated yourself on one side or the other of the court with your partner. Mr. Holden tossed the ball to Ma.
Do you mind?
Since this is all Nalani's idea, I think it's fair she gets to serve first. Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah.
Woo, Ma! Show up who's boss! Go, Devin! Make them eat sand! You kicked a small heap of sand out of your way on the simple court, making her laugh. You turned back towards Ma. Don't hold back! I wouldn't think of it. With that, Ma got into position and delivered a practice first serve. The game began. In the battle over the volleyball, both teams scored points. There wasn't a set amount to reach to end things, so it went back and forth for as long as everyone wanted to play. And the game went on for quite a while as everyone got into it, especially with the cheers added commentary. Liz and Mr. Holden made the whole game better with their humor and wit. Just realized how gay I look today. I look gay? Is it the plaid? From a distance, the jewelry making a group would also cheer when they heard shouts coming out of the court. On top of that, they would hold up each newly made piece in the air, and the players would take a breather to applaud the creation. It wasn't until all of you were exhausted from running, spiking, and diving that truce was called. You enjoyed every moment of it. The afternoon continued to drift by, but the fun was still going strong. Cove was thrilled when you pulled out the drink you had been saving. It meant a lot to him that you wanted to savor it. That was worth the teasing smiles your family gave. Occasionally, someone would head back to the houses to use the bathroom, rest away from the sun a while, or to retrieve something that they needed, but they always came back. The beach was never empty, and there was always a new conversation to take part in, or another game to join. At one point, Mr. Holden even broke out his pack of cards. He roped the whole group into a few rounds of good old Go Fish. There was only one thing that could bring this beach day to an end, and that was the day itself to end. Before anyone realized it, the sun began to set over the sea. As that happened, you were taking a break, sitting on a towel with your legs stretched out past it and your feet buried in the warm sand. Shortly, you looked up to see your moms approaching. They stopped in front of you and smiled. Hey there, kiddo.
How are you?
How are you doing? I'm doing great. Today's been amazing. They both sat down, squishing you between them. Ma leaned her head against yours, and Ma started rubbing your back soothingly. Ah, my moms! Nothing more was said at first, but Ma sighed contentedly. Mom looked at you wistfully. You're both really proud of you, Devin.
True.
You grew up to be more than we could have hoped. I'm gonna start crying. It wasn't your intention, but their praise took you by surprise. Their bottom lip started to quiver.
Everything okay?
Oh no, sweetie. We didn't mean to make you cry. Ma wrapped an arm around your middle and squeezed you tightly in a side hug, and tears started running down your cheeks. Mom lightly brushed some of your hair. It's okay. I'm just so happy I got to have you as my moms. After that, all three of you were sitting there sniffling and teary-eyed. You wipe some of the tears away with the back of your hand. Don't know how we got so lucky with you and Liz. Ma reached out in front of you for Mom's hand. She gave it to her and Ma squeezed it.
Of course.
We just have done something right. You stayed there quietly and contently, watching the sun set with your parents for a while, until Mr. Holden called out to you. He was still walking in your direction. We were talking, you think we're gonna take a walk down the shore. Any of you want to come? Automatically, you looked to your moms, but what they were thinking. Mom glanced from you to Ma and smiled. That sounds good to me.
That's fantastic.
Yes, that'd be very nice. My legs need some stretching. That's a yes across the board. Thrilled, Mr. Holden threw out a thumbs up and began heading back the way he came in a light jog. Hey, don't leave us in the dust! Cliff kept going forward, but flipped around, walking backwards across the sand so he could face you again.
No worries.
Is our mom pregnant? No! Why? Because of the way she's holding her tummy? Why does she keep... She's just... Do you ever not just sit there and, like, hold under your... You don't do that, Jackie? I do this all the time. This is how I sit all the time. Hi, son! I love you all so much. And my whole chosen family. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're having a wonderful day, son. No, I hold my boobs, not my stomach. I do both. I do both. Thank you for that lurk, son. Is that a thing? It is. That is totally a thing. You can't tell me that's not a thing. All right, we're catch up. Ready to go? Uh-huh. Both of your moms held a hand out to you, chuckling. You gave them each one and you all strolled back to the rest of the group. When Liz was in reach, Ma used her free hand to pull her into it. Liz shook her head, but her mouth quirked into a smirk and she didn't resist. Together as a family, you followed behind the others, hand in hand. Your feet squished. Well, you're not a person. You've ever had a food baby? I sit here like this all the time with my food babies. I say, good job, food babies. You nourish me. You keep me alive, and I love you, tummy. Or at least I'm working on saying that. Your feet squished into the wet sand. Da, 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 da. You didn't have a single care in the world as more and more stars began to dot the sky. Once the sun had long been out of sight, it was finally time to pack up. I love that. Good. Okay, wait. I don't know if you all noticed this, but I added a channel point redemption, which is affirmations. And I think that I want to start doing them at the end of streams, even if nobody redeems them during stream, just to remind us all that we are wonderful human beings. That's so sweet, my lord. You gotta love the nourishment of your belly. Or at least try to. We gotta deprogram our brains from what society says. It's caused a quiet, reflective mood to blanket over the group. Why are you so cute? What do you mean? What do you mean? You want to do an affirmation? Okay, alright. This is such sweet. Oh, beautiful. Your sweet, beautiful wholesomeness, and I love you all. And you all deserve happiness. The closing of the day and the ever-approaching end of summer seemed to entwine. It caused a quiet, reflective mood to blanket over the group. On the beach, Terry... Is that one of your affirmations? I am gay. I am a bug. And I am wonderful. Those aren't... There you go. On the beach, Terry and Miranda took turns compressing Cove in a hug before moving on to the same to you. You chuckled, still overjoyed that you got to see them today. I'm sorry we have to go already. My parents are here. That's okay. But still, I wish we could clear this all up. Don't worry about it. Just thanks for coming out today. It was cool having everyone here.
Yep.
I am married. I am fine. Those aren't affirmations. I am go eat food, Jackie. I am eating. Ooh, what kind of popcorn? Sweet, savory, salty? What kind of popcorn did you make? Y'all are ridiculous. I love you. Oh yeah, I'm super glad we came. Hopefully we can do it again sometime. Nodding, you turned your attention to Terry. She wore a large grin on her face and held a hand out for a low five.
See you later.
Take care of yourselves, buddies. After that, they walked away. Those two are definitely gay. As they went down the shore, Cove waved quietly back with a small smile on his face. Have a safe trip back. We will. Bye. Taking you by surprise, Terry jumped and twisted around. She kept up with Miranda by walking backwards. To cut the mood of your farewell light by shooting finger guns at you and Cove, Miranda bumped her with a hip. She used finger guns. Confirmed gay. With a laugh just before they disappeared down the bend. Devin.
Come on.
Hey Cove, could you come here? Oh god, are we gonna get a talking to? Both of your parents were motioning for you. The two of you went to them. Tons of things ended up at the beach over the course of the day, so there was still so much to pack up, and the parents needed help. With a nod, you got to it, stuffing various things into bags and bundling them up in towers. Once things were ready to go, everyone filled their arms with as much as they could carry. Absolutely no one wanted this to be a back and forth kind of task. With the walk back home ended up being mostly quiet, each person seemed to be feeling the effects of the day. A cool breeze carried you across the sand and onto the road. There was a sigh of relief from what felt like the group as a whole when they arrived back to the neighborhood. Baxter carefully placed what he had been carrying on the ground. Thank you so much for your helping with that.
Thanks.
No, thank you for allowing me to join today. You all shared with me. Helping to carry it back is the least I can do. I don't know why his voice is like this. Maud nodded and the others started collecting their things in his pile. Baxter, meanwhile, stepped over to you and Cove. It really was a pleasure getting to know you both this summer. His head tilted towards you and he smiled warmly. Baxter offered you his hand. You side-hugged him? You patted his shoulder? You raised your hand for a high five. Give me a high five, bud. It was tough because of how much you were carrying, but you were able to free one hand enough to raise it. Baxter chuckled while you gave him a pleading, don't leave me hanging look. He gently slapped your hand and your mouth pulled into a large grin. I am small, those aren't... You have to do nice affirmations to yourself, unless you mean those in the nice way. I really enjoyed meeting you. Good luck in your next semester at school. Why, thank you, and good luck with your plans this fall. Thanks. Baxter turned to shake Cove's hand this time. He was a little incredulous for a moment, but then Cove eventually shifted what he was carrying and took Baxter's hand. It wasn't long, but it was a solid handshake. Baxter was clearly pleased. I wish we had more time together, but it was still a nice ride while it lasted. Would happily do it all over again. Bye, Baxter. Yeah, bye. Baxter nodded and walked. It is Jackie, 100%. Baxter nodded and walked a few steps towards his condo. He then stopped and waved.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Baxter sauntered away completely and disappeared inside the condo to return his own things. His time with you and your family and friends ending. Don't tell Mark. He paused for a moment, staring at where he went. But afterwards, you looked back over at the rest of the group. Lee and Liz were just going inside your house. You couldn't spot Kyra or Mr. Holden anywhere, but the door to their house was wide open. Mom approached you with an amused look on her face. Seems like you're holding up some Holden things. Surprised, you glanced down to take a quick inventory of what you were holding. Mom was right, some of it belonged to the neighbors. Would you mind dropping it off now? Looking down again at everything you were carrying, you sighed. A teasing grin played at your lips. The Holden is a long walk from here. Cove snorted and laughed next to you, making your grin widen. Mom chuckled and shook her head. You can hack it, and then you'll get to experience the joy of a job well done. You laughed happily, and Mom nodded. Mom smiled fondly. Cove took a few steps towards his house and stopped, waiting for you.
Good night.
Good night, Cove. I'll see you inside, Devin. I love Zenny. Zenny's literally the cutest. Your Snapchats of Zenny make me so happy, Jackie. You caught Cove up to Cove, and together you went over to his house. Walking in the front door, you saw Kyra and Mr. Holding busily unpacking already. Things were scattered on counters, and they were moving around each other, putting the items away. They both lifted their heads when Cove closed the front door. Hey. It's nice seeing you again already, Devin. Her teasing tone brought a light smile to your face. You hefted the stuff in your arms a little closer. I ended up with things of yours from the beach. Oh, thanks for getting that to us. You can put it here on that coffee table. Mr. Holden pointed at the surface he was referring to, and you immediately left what didn't belong to your family there. Cove put his own things down on the floor just at his feet, wading through everything strewn about to reach his parents. Putting your family stuff on the ground for a moment, you dusted your hands off and straightened up. You needed a second of rest and a minute to resituate it all. You went over to where the others were too. Kira opened her arms wide, wanting to hug you. You accepted! Without any hesitation, you went to Kyra and let Kira pull you into a hug. You squeezed back just as tight. Wow, dyslexia. Her hug was filled with the affection, and you hoped that she could feel how much you cared about her too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was a blast. You're welcome. Today was amazing. Kira eventually released you, but patted the tops of your shoulders as a final gesture.
Thank you.
Every time I've gone in to come by, it's been an absolute joy. Things really couldn't have worked out better. Mr. Holden took a step closer to Kira, moved aside to let him say goodbye to. He grinned. Thanks for always being such a friendly neighbor, and not just right now, but for as long as I've known you. It didn't always make it easy, but you and your family are good people. This is so final. I really, truly appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Thanks again, Divin, so much. At that, Mr. Holden reached over and gave you a soft pat at the top of your head. You hugged him. You burst forward into Mr. Holden and wrapped your arms around him. Surprised, he went rigid immediately. But several moments later, he relaxed and began to lightly pat your back before shifting into a full hug. You squeezed him tighter. Thanks for moving in. As you let go, he sniffled, but when he met your gaze once more, his mouth pulled into a wide, happy grin. Mr. Holden was staring at you, but his gaze seemed far away. Maybe he was looking back at who you used to be, the 8-year-old he had asked to be his son's new friend.
See you.
Bye, Devin. You smiled softly. Then Cove took a step forward. He gestured to his pile of things he had carried into the house.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about all that. I'll put away in a few minutes. Right. I need to do the same with my family. I figured. Cove walked you to the door and held it open. Taking one last check around to make sure you had all your things to bring home, you went into the road. He leaned his body against the door frame, not following you out. So, this is it, huh? Actually, that's not what I mean. His expression twisted and he shook his head a bit, like he was trying to banish the pensive thoughts.
Bye.
I'll just say bye. Yeah, bye. It won't be long before you'll see me again. You offered him a small wave goodbye with one of your hands. Cove reached forward and gently cupped your face with one hand. His thumb trailed across your cheek for several heartbeats. Mesmerized by his blue eyes, you stepped forward, delighted to oblige the request he was silently asking. He met you halfway as you smiled into the kiss. It was soft with longing, and your chest ached, knowing that there couldn't be anything more than this, at least for now. One of his hands grabbed onto the door handle and firmly held it. He was stopping himself from coming along with you. As you walked over to your own front door, you stopped. Turning around, you spotted Cove right where you left him. You laughed quietly to yourself. I know, Jackie, I can't! Why does this feel so final, right? Well, this is technically the last chapter before Step 4 release. So now, but it's not the last. We have Step 4, so we get to immediately go into Step 4, which is why I did it like this. For a small pause, you both stared at each other from across the street. You blew him a kiss. Cove reached out like he was catching it off the side, and then he curled his fist to his chest, holding the kiss close. Your lips curled into a beaming smile. I hope you'll treasure that. Maybe. Things couldn't be dragged out any longer. After one more shared smile, you opened the door and went inside, shutting it behind you. A few steps in, you saw your family gathered in the living room. They were still busy unpacking and cleaning. You added the things you brought to the pile on the kitchen counter. Mom stood up, rubbing her eyes a bit. She yawned loudly. I'm bushed. How about we finish the rest of the chores tomorrow? Yes, honestly, it's too late for this.
Thanks.
Please and thank you. Ma put her hands on her hips and turned to assess the room. Ma was not one who liked to leave a mess about, but she sighed.
All right.
I suppose we can make an exception to the usual rule. It has been a really long day. Liz grinned contentedly. Lee wasted no time in skipping over to you and hooked you into a side hug. Good night. I hope you have the loveliest of dreams of you-know-who. Lee ended that sentence with a wink and a hearty laugh. She let you go. You hugged her back. You pulled her close into a bear hug. Lee giggled until you released her. I hope you sleep well too. Oh, I totally will. The moment my head hits the pillow, I'll be out. Here's to us, Devin. Tonight, tomorrow, and forever. Yeah, family forever. Lee leaned in close to whisper in your ear. You didn't fail to catch the teasing look on her face.
Aww.
Exactly. There's no escape. That got a laugh out of you. You lightly pushed her shoulder. I know, it's so romantic. Liz stretched her arms high over her head. She yawned loudly and looked at you with tired eyes. I think that's my cue to head to bed. Bye. I think so too. Have fun sharing the room with Liz. She laughed at that and Lee shuffled off towards the guest bedroom. Before you had a chance to do anything else, you could feel the top of your head being tapped. You spun around to see Liz smirking. Nighty-night. I'm heading to bed too. It's been a long day and I have lots to prepare for tomorrow. Exhaling, you automatically started fixing the back of your hair. When Liz didn't immediately walk away, you smiled softly at her. Everything okay? Her gaze moved away and you knew she had more to say. You waited patiently for Liz to compose your thoughts. It's been a good summer. It was nice to come back home. You nodded and Liz gave you a teasing nudge as she went by. Amused, you turned and watched her go. Love you, little kiddo. Love you too. Liz stopped walking and stared at you for a moment. She smiled softly at you. Get some good sleep soon. Morning will be here faster than you know it. I will. When Liz was out of sight, Mom started up the next conversation over her shoulder. Aren't you heading up to bed too? I want to finish getting everything clean. What? Are you sure? It can wait. Glancing around the room a moment, the disarray made you feel a bit twitchy. You had a feeling that you sleep sounder if you took your time cleaning before bed. Yeah. Ma came over too, smiling understandingly. She pulled you into a big hug.
Love you.
All right, you do what you need to. I love you. When you were done hugging, Mom pulled you into a hug. Their actions basically handing you off to the other had you laughing jovially. I love you so much. I love you. Why are these so cute? This family love is too much for my heart. They both couldn't resist taking turns hugging you again. Your smile widened. It felt good to be so loved. Good night, kiddo. Sleep tight. Good night, sweetie. Night. After that, your moms headed off towards their bedroom, down the hall. You were about to turn the other direction when you heard Mom's voice. Don't let the bed bugs bite. You heard Ma chuckling as you watched them go with a small smile. It was a while later when you were finished putting everything away. You didn't rush the process at all. Your sleeping hours may have been cut into, but you felt so much better getting this done. You sighed contentedly, gazing at the organized living room and kitchen. Before you could take a well-earned break on the couch, something out of the window caught your eye. Your feet brought you right in front of the large window spanning the length of the back wall. You stared out into the hills behind your house. As if on cue, your phone came on, alerting you of a new notification. It was COVE. Want to hang out on the hill tonight? I am in bed, therefore I am bedbug, but you're not going to bite people? Something inside told you that this was the right kind of night to take a trip out there. You sent him back a quick message. Yeah. Heart. You went over to the front door and stepping over the threshold gave you the living room one last glance over your shoulder. Then you shut the door behind you. Silently you made your way to the poppy hill. With light steps in the dark, you walked across the hill behind your house. Up ahead at the very top, silhouetted beneath the night sky, was a familiar figure already waiting there. Smiling, you wondered just how he was always got there first. You even had the advantage of living closer. Then again, and maybe it was only in your mind, but somehow COVE was intrinsically linked with this place. After all these years, it would be weird to scan this horizon and not find him here, as surreal as the shore without the sea. The distance between you was growing shorter by the second. Hearing the grass and earth crunch under your feet, COVE turned. A grin spread over his face as he saw you. You took your place standing behind him on the crest of the poppy hill, looking out over the ocean. Same as you'd done on countless times since he'd first arrived, when you'd found him on this very same spot. Oh, okay, I'm back. No more linkies. Welcome back, Minty. Thank you for the snack and the hydrate bugs. One snacky for me. I have a feeling this is about to be very romantic. Who was the black and white hair dude? That was Baxter. Devin. He had officially broken the silence, the spell that had held you both in place. You looked at him expectantly. There's something I've always kind of wondered about. He cocked his head, giving you a sidelong glance. What did you think about when we met? I was just a kid when you'd never seen before, bawling his eyes out on the hill next to your house. Minty! I don't know, there might be fan drawings though. He wasn't very present. He's just like a side character. He chuckled, his eyes drifting towards the sea beyond, before flickering back to you. The way his gaze pulled back to you made it clear that he was genuinely invested in the topic. Luckily for him, you remembered what initially struck you in that moment. It was as if it had only happened yesterday. Well, I remember noticing those wavy eyebrows of yours. Cove shook his head, smiling weirdly.
Seriously?
Seriously? They're that noticeable you honed in on them as soon as you saw me? Unbelievable. No one else has eyebrows like that. It's your signature look. Smiling, you continued to reminisce about the first meeting. I also remember trying to cheer you up. I remember that too. He ran a hand through his hair, and you knew his line of questioning wasn't at an end, even before he spoke again.
I mean...
Do you remember what you thought about me, you know, as a person? Was I annoying or mean or... Oh no, I didn't know what the feelings were at the time, but I thought you were cute right away. No, we didn't think that. We were actually, I think we were just kind of apathetic about him. I thought you were special somehow. I just worried about you because you were so sad. I think that was actually how we felt. His eyes widened dolefully, and he hung his head in like a guilty puppy.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for upsetting you. No! Cove's hand drifted to the scar in his arms, his fingers unconsciously gliding over the mark. It was much less noticeable than it had been when the neon pink cast had first come off, shrunken gradually over the years as his body healed, then dwarfed in comparison to his growing body. Still, his fingers came back to it without thinking. He gave a half smile, not meeting your eyes. I feel bad now. The thought I had were, well, considering what you were thinking, I came across as a lot worse of a kid. You didn't like me?
No.
No, it definitely wasn't that. Cove lifted his head up, finally committing to meet your eyes fully once more. I remember you that day. I remember it really well. I don't think I'd ever be able to forget. I can picture the way you looked back then, when I first saw you standing right here. I still know the expression on your face when you chose to sit with me in the grass. He chuckled devisively, interrupting his own monologue. Wait, how do you spell Baxter? I don't know. This is such a cozy stream. I love it. Thanks, Speed. This is one of my favorite cozy games. It literally makes me so happy. And it makes me happy to do a cozy stream on a Sunday. And I hope everyone is feeling good vibes. I don't know, Minty. I know how to spell. I don't know how. I don't know. You could Google the game Our Life Forever and Always. Oh, Baxter with an X. Thank you, Becky. You scared me at first. I figured I'd be alone out there until I had to face my dad again. And then suddenly another kid appeared out of nowhere. It was startling, but I got over that fast. You were a strange person in a strange place, but in that moment you were exactly what I needed. Somebody I could talk to freely about what was happening and how it made me feel. And you listened to me. You stayed with me. He sighed, then bit his lip as he gave a small smile. I was a little bit spoiled growing up. Is that a nerdy.berdie emote? These are the emotes. I also have better TTV and Frank and Z. Being if you have any of those, because they have emotes too that are used to be channel emotes that people can use. It wasn't that bad. You were dealing with a lot. Cove tilted his head to the side, smiling softly at your defense of his smaller self. He looked off again, seeking clarity for his thoughts in the expanse of the night sky. Yeah, that nerd Violet has really cozy emotes too. Reminder everyone to drink water, take any medication you have to take, and have some nutrients if you're hungry. What I'm trying to say is, when I was younger, I viewed myself basically as the center of the universe. I didn't even imagine it wasn't like that. I mean... Things didn't simply happen. That would be weird. According to my little kid brain, it made far more sense that everything in my life had a specific connection to me somehow, right? He saw affirmation in you, wavy brows raised as he tried to explain his childlike logic. So, at the time, you felt almost unreal. Like you weren't just anyone, some other kid who happened to live in that neighborhood with your own whole life that wasn't connected to Cove Holden. No, to me, that you were there so that you could find me when I was lost. Though it turns out you were there for that. You were trying to find me because something had sent you specifically to do that. I just didn't expect it to be my dad. Bean, stop it. I know there's an option where you can use channel points to unlock one if you want to be able to use them. And then until the meantime, you have the free ones that you can use. I'll appreciate you. I guess he knew more about what I needed than I thought. He chuckled, shaking his head as he shook off the thought. I kind of expected it all to vanish like a dream. When the night was over, I would wake up and everything would be the same again. I'd be back in my bed at home, my real home, with both my parents. The future was something I couldn't picture anymore. I didn't know what school would be like when I went back, or the table where I'd eat breakfast, the next morning, or anything. And if I couldn't imagine it, how could I think it was something actually happening? I couldn't grasp my new reality. It was too big for me to hold all at once. So I never thought I'd see you again. Then Cove beamed at you, his eyes shining bright. And I never ever would have been able to guess that 10 years later, when I was a grown-up, the two of us would still be together. I guess that what makes me your dream come true. You've been joking, but Cove nodded in agreement. You are. You exactly are. But the smile faded from his face as his eyebrows drew together. That was the worst day of my life at the time. The day my family broke apart. It was too heavy for me to think about. I felt that way for don't know how long. He held a hand over his heart, connecting with the pain he'd felt as a child, and looked at you earnestly.
It's okay.
That was never really true. Things have only gotten better with me, and with my dad and mom. It was the change we all needed. His eyes were growing misty. So when I remember that time right now, it's not the point that my life was over. It was only that moment I met the person I love. Why is this so romantic? Your fellow was censored for me? Weird, Minty. I don't know why. When I was crying to a stranger over what I thought I'd lost, I didn't have any idea that they would be the thing in the world that I actually wouldn't be able to live without. Respond to that? What do we say? I love you. I never want to lose you. You're so wonderful. Thank you for all of this. You couldn't reply to that. I feel like I'd just be like silent, crying. Yes, Scoots, Tifa, Josh, and Apothec. Yes, I got it. Yes. The two in the middle were both Scoots. Okay. You won't. Then you hugged him? Then you gripped his shoulders? What does that mean? Then you ruffled his hair. Then you kissed him. Then you teared up. Then you grinned back at him. Oh, I'm crying. I would 100%. This would make me cry. Cove stroked your cheek, wiping away your tears with a pat of his thumbs. This is a comfy, saucy stream. It truly is. Cove makes it... It's comfy, but also like Cove. Devin, it's okay. This is your place to cry too. Thank you. I'm just happy.
Me too.
So am I. Co-sighed
Thanks,
potentially.
Daddy.
Stop it! His voice was as delicate as the petals on the poppies which crowned this hill. Hey, Devin. I'm so grateful you always choose me. You didn't even know what to say back to that. His heartfelt appreciation left you speechless. He tilted his head up, thoughts lost in the sparse clouds above. I wonder how late it is. I guess it doesn't really matter. My dad is fine with me being out whenever. You could still text your dad about what you're doing. I'm gonna message my mom. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. He might appreciate it.
I guess.
Probably. You were pleased to see Cove slip his phone out of his pocket and type away at it. You also brought your phone out long enough to shoot off a text. They wouldn't see it anytime soon, but they'd be in the loop once they were up. Are you going to lay in the grass now? Wow, how'd you know? You're predictable. With a chuckle, Cove plopped down onto the ground and laid on his back, his usual way of spending time there. You sat on Cove's you would sit on, that would be so uncomfortable. Imagine someone laying down on the grass having a nice time and someone just sitting on top of their chest. Like, I want to snuggle. Yeah, we snuggling, Jackie. You lowered yourself against Cove's side in the grass and wrapped an arm over his chest. Cove smiled at you and you used his free hand to cradle your face. The both of you fully settled in to relax on the hill. It felt like it was just the beginning of one of your nightly outings, but then you realized the sun was peeking out over the horizon. Cove spoke up with a disbelieving tone. It really was late. Your neighbor wasn't a stranger to being awake at dawn, however, not like this. He was normally an early sleeper, an early riser. This unexpected sunrise particularly awed him. The two of you watched on silently as the sun began to light the world. Cove then propped himself up on the back of his arms and looked at you with a soft expression on his face. Do you want to go back home? I could carry you if you're too tired. No, I want to stay here. You couldn't resist a yawn, but you were serious. It couldn't be time to go already. Cove chuckled affectionately and gripped you a little more.
I get it.
Okay, but it's been a long day. We've done a lot of things, like really a lot. It has to end sometime. Since when are you okay with things ending? Does it really have to end? I know you're right. I don't have the sound of you reading. Okay, oh, that's really cute. Have a nice nap. Yeah, I don't think there's anything either of us can do about that one, but you can stay if you want to. Cove smiled brightly at you, as warm as the new rays of sun that were tickling your skin. In that moment, you couldn't have appreciated him being there more. Oh my god! You leaned into Cove, you kissed him, teasingly asked him to marry you! Excuse me, game! We can propose? Dude, you earnestly asked him to marry you. Teasingly asked him to marry you. What the fuck? What the fuck, game? Excuse me? Oh my god. Wait, but I kind of want to know, because I know in step 4 you can get married. But I also want to know if we can get him to ask us, because I feel like it would be really cute. Like, I'm happy to initiate, but like also, I want to know how Cove would do it, you know? Like, if we teasingly ask him to marry us, do you think he'll take it seriously? And then we can just like be like, yeah, marry us. Marry the fuck out of this man. I don't know. Do you think if I kiss him, he'll propose to us? I want to know what happens, but also I kind of want to play the long ball game and see what happens in step 4 if we are not engaged, you know? Because I'm trying to think about, because I know step 4 has marriage stuff. I'm living for Jackie's enthusiasm right now, right? Jackie really brings the hype. Jackie brings the hype and I live for it. I'm gonna kiss him. We're gonna see what happens if we go this way, and then I can rewind, okay? I'm here for Cove. You moved your face toward... Yeah, Jackie's been here since Cove was, like, little bitty. I think that's, like, how long you have been following this journey with us all, Jackie. You're an OG of the Our Life. You moved your face forward and gave Cove a small kiss. He tilted his head against yours. Thanks, Space Cadet! Wait, that's what we said to him at the beginning of the game! That's literally the first thing. We said, hey there, Space Cadet! That was the very first thing we said to him. Oh my god, wait, that's so fucking cute. I have to say it. He gave you a bent smile and gave his own sentiment.
Good night.
Good night, Devin. The two of you remained together on that familiar poppy hill where you first met until the world began to fade and blur. You were falling asleep. Also, Minecraft stream, what? Minty. I don't like Minecraft. My brain, it doesn't work with my brain. So Minecraft stream, never. Unless someone can get me to actually like it. A few more gentle words drifted into your consciousness.
See you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. Yo, I also don't like Minecraft. Yeah, it's like, something about the graphics of the game really is like my brain does not like. Your eyelids stiffed, but you felt good. You were oops! You were safe and relaxed. Everything that had come before this had reassured you of that. You were confident when you opened them again, things would be okay. That's the end of summer! That was the end of summer, y'all! Okay, we're going into a new stage! You opened your eyes instead of walls. Oh, okay, we're not quite done. Wait, I got too excited. You were surrounded by open sky. It was not soft pillows and sheets underneath you, but the bed of earth and grass that you'd taken last night. The day welcomed you with a shining sun, a refreshing breeze, and the chirping song of birds. Calming, it's stressful. Oh, Minecraft, and you have to know so much. You can download add-ons and mods to make it more calming and like on Minecraft, like. But then that undoes the game, doesn't it? Like the whole point of the game. I also don't like building things. I don't like games where the like only purpose is to build.
Devin.
Yes. Hearing your name, you lowered your hands and looked around. There he was, your most influential neighbor, Cove Holden. He made himself very comfortable laying on his stomach with jewelry and shoes taken off and a flower in his hand. Good morning. It's not really morning anymore. Cove laughed, tickled with the overall situation and simply being able to spend time like this. Told you I'd see you tomorrow. Ah! It's the same exact day, Cove. I'm glad you were right. Oh my god. We just made the same face when you saw Cove. Yes, Jackie. I love this. You can play the game in like millions of ways, whether it's PvP, just calm and relaxing building, or just fooling around. So my problem, Minty, is that I really like games with like storylines. So I have the same problem with The Sims. Like I like to play The Sims, and I like to build in The Sims, and I like to do stuff, but unless I have like a plot line or something to go with, my brain, the ADHD like kicks in really hard, and my brain just like can't do it. I like crunch out, I get like bored really easily. Yeah, so like I don't know. I feel like and then the pixelation of Minecraft is just doesn't make my brain happy. The CG, oh my god, my heart, right? Me too. But then there wasn't really any doubt. Cove turned his head up to the sky, his expression content. Looks like it's gonna be a nice day. We'll have to come up with something to do to make the most of it. He trailed off, blinking slowly in the sunlight. Someday, when we're even older than we are now, I wonder what we'll end up remembering this moment for. What will we feel when we look back at it? Will it be the same as what we're feeling right now?
It's nice.
I can't wait to see what the future is going to look like again, but I think that's alright. You're way too sentimental. Pretty sure I'm going to have forgotten all about this. I think it'll mark another new start for me. I know, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Cove turned back to you, nodding in full agreement. He eyed the hill sprawling out before you, and down below where the wild hill and nature gave way to civilization. Your home and Cove's lay down at the bottom, nearly filled among the other houses in the neighborhood. Cove said nothing, but fixed you with a deliberate and meaningful look. As much as I like it here, it's okay if we leave now. We can always come back to see the poppies and the fireflies again, right? Cove met your eyes, waiting for you, what you were going to say in response. We'll always be together one way or another! He didn't know where that came from, but Cove blinked slowly, his eyes still locked on you. Though you didn't need to see his face to know that he adored you, if there had been any room for doubt, the tender way he spoke would have filled it up. You're one of a kind, huh? Cove beamed at you. His expression was so unlike the one he'd worn when you first found him here, swaddled in sadness and uncertainty. Yet you couldn't help but glimpse at the boy once more underneath his bright expression and matured features. Come on. He offered you a hand. You accepted it, your palm fitting around his. Cove lifted himself up, pulling you along too. Our parents probably aren't gonna come running for us at this time. We've got to make our own call, and I'd say that we can't hide away forever. Poppy Hill is just one part of things. There's more out there for us than this time and this place alone. Let's enjoy it. Okay, if you like storyline, that's fine. I mean, you could make your own. Like, there are millions of Minecraft role plays. Like, I'm not creative though, Minty. You give me a lot of credit. Me watching this juicy stream. I really like the love. I love love. I love love. You couldn't say whether you were the one that broke into a run if Cove had been the one to start it, or if your feet had simultaneously made that choice for both of you. The end result was the same, with the two of you dashing down the hill like children, but with a nostalgic reveille that could only come as an adult. As the wind whipped past you, you knew that family and friends were waiting at the end of your sprint. There were more memories to make after all. Life takes another step forward. Ah! Oh my god, that was the end of step 3. So technically that's the end of the game, but we have step 4 now. We have step 4. But that was technically the end of the game. I'm so excited for step 4. This music though. Big, like claps to GB Patch for this amazing game. Questions? You have questions? What are your questions? Can we see what would happen if we propose? Yeah, I didn't save. I didn't save before. I think our last save is before we started the summer, so we can. I wonder if I could just rewind. No. We can, Jackie. We can. Let me save. I was just curious. We can. Wait, hold on. We can just skip. We'll just skip through everything. Maybe we can get back to the. Oh my god, this song is the mood. So I don't think Step 4 itself is a DLC, right? I don't think I have to buy it. I think it's just released. We'll find out. Can I skip through this? Hello? Not that I don't appreciate. Okay, I can skip. It's like thank you for playing. Left Watermelon is on because I need this game. Dean, best part, it's free. I need you to know it's free, okay? This game is free. Here we go! Oh my god, it's step 4! It's step 4. Jackie, we'll make our character, then we'll go back and we'll skip through to see what happens if we propose. It's on Steam and Itch.io. But it's free, except for the DLCs. Alright, so what do we want to look like? We're adults now, yeah? Alright, what do we want to... We're an adult? We're an adult. What should our adults look be? I feel like... What would we look like? I don't know. Ooh. I like that front bang look. That is kind of fun. What are we feeling? I honestly don't know. Do we want black hair? Do we want fun hair? I kind of want fun hair. Do we want like white hair? We could have like fun colored hair. The hair front with a ponytail? You think ponytail? Okay, hold on. Let me go back to black or brown, just another color so we can actually see. Oh rip, I only have Xbox and Switch. Oh no! I think you might be able to get it on Switch. I don't know. So it's an independent like creator. It's an indie game, so like I don't know what they made it for. What about this ponytail? Do we like that? With this hair? This hair is kind of fun. I really do like the bangs. Let me see if there's like a different... Do we like the pigtails? The small, low ponytail? This kind of looks like Anakin Skywalker though. Which I'm not really for looking like Anakin Skywalker. So that's just my take on that one. Ooh, we could do like hair like that. This is always the hardest part, like figuring out what you want to look like. Not that we ever see ourselves, but ooh, we could have a pony. Yeah, there's so many different hair options. Because you can be any type of person, which I think is really cool. They really have it be whatever you want. I think they added hairstyles too when they updated. I'm fairly certain, maybe. Curly hair. I am a fan of the curly hair looks. And it's very cute and wholesome and lovely, and I feel like everyone should experience it. If you're curious and you want to see some of our other gameplay, I do have most of it on YouTube. I don't have all of it because I'm really bad at editing and lazy, but most of it is on YouTube if people want to see what happened in some of the other chapters. you doing today? We're making ourselves as adults, although we kind of still look like children. What about like that hairstyle? Although, are we feeling like ponytail? Looks like it's... I think ponytail, maybe? We could have space buns. That's kind of cute. I don't know. I'm just gonna buy your merchant. Bean! Only, please do whatever's best for your current economic situation. New job, so tired. Congratulations on the new job. How's it going? Do you like it? I hope it's going well for you. Sending you all the positivity for that. It's filled with wholesome moments. Hello, Kit! How are you, friend? Alright, I want to have white hair because I feel like that's just fun. I feel like the moon from, what's the game? Not the game. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yui, the moon lady. Should we have glasses? We grew up and needed glasses. Hand size? Hand size? What does that mean? Medium? You must know our hand size. This is important information. Okay, we have freckles on our arms and legs, yes. Scars, we have a chest scar. These are the type of clothing. We don't have braces anymore, because we adults. Do we have a ring? We have a pattern ring, maybe? What does that mean? What does this mean? Jewels? Tattoos? We can have tattoos! Wait, this is so fun. Yo, we're gonna be tatted up. Let's get tatted. It's fine, a lot of hard work, but it pays well. Oh, that's awesome, Copper Queen. I hope it's a job that you genuinely enjoy doing too, because that's the most important thing. Can't play the game, but want to. Also, me buys all the up for PC. Bean, please take care of your economic situation. I appreciate your support and love, but like also please your own financial stability and goals 100% are more important. Please and thank you. All right, so we have chest tattoo, arm tattoo, leg tattoo, and a back tattoo. We are a tatted goddess of amazingness. Also, look at, like, I love that they have it be that you can have a headscarf in this game, and different types too. I really just like, these are the things that like I appreciate about the inclusivity of this game. Nail length. Nail color. Oh my god, we can have different nail colors. What do you think we'd have? I feel like black maybe? Nose ring, yes, give me. Oh my god, we could have a septum. Y'all, we could have a septum. Wait, this is fun. Oh my god. I think I just want to do. We don't want a septum, do we? Just like that, a little one. Okay, how do we like this? Is this us? Do we like this? Do we enjoy? Also, I can look up to see if your name is voiced. Voice names are not yet available for Step 4. Stay tuned. Okay, never mind. But okay. Okay, here we go. How in love are we with? Oh, we don't get to pick. I think it's just like we can pick direct, relaxed, or nervous, and in love because we already are in love with COVE and we don't get to go backwards. I would say we're relaxed. We're not concerned. I would say relaxed in love. Like, we're good, we're adults, we're comfy in ourselves. Yeah, I feel like, yeah. Are you sure? Are you ready? No, I'm not. I don't know, am I? Yes. Okay, we're gonna do COVE. Okay, here we go. He's so hot. Oh my god, wait, okay, wait, COVE's so fucking hot, okay. Wait, oh my god, we can give him tattoo. Oh my god. Which tattoo do we want him to have? This one is like too much blue. I love that it's ocean themed though. He has an ocean themed tattoo. Damn, buff, slim, or buff. Why do we get to pick this? But Apothic is always saying self-care. What if self-care is buying all the merch? I mean, it's fun. I've been careful with my money by throwing it into self-care. Honestly, that's me, to be honest with you. But please, please take care of yourself. If self-care is what works for you, COVE with tattoo is droll. Wait, hold on. Let me change his shirt so we can just I appreciate how attractive our man is. I like that we get to customize him too. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. This is a step that you're able to skip, but I had us be able to do it in the game as well. All right, what hair do we want him to have? I kind of like the bun, although it kind of reminds me of his dad. What do we think? I think this one, hair 2, or hair 4. What do you all think? Also, I believe he has glasses. Do you give him glasses? Earrings. Let me see your earrings, boy. Earring 1, okay. Bracelets. Let's give, yeah, that one. Right wrist. He can have a watch. I love it. And you can see his little scar. Necklace. Okay, I kind of dig the necklace. What shirt? Oh my god, there's so many options. There's so many options. I like this one. Gotta like, thank you for the alert, Copper Queen. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Okay, pants. Too much pattern. I kind of like the khakis with this look. He kind of turned into his dad, clothing style wise. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Little bit, like a little bit, like his dad. I feel like, I don't know. What's more Cove? I don't know. Sunglasses. We can give him sunglasses. Cove, you gotta have sunglasses. Okay. What do we think? We good? Are we good with this? I think we're good. I think this is it. What is Cove's initiative for step 4? Okay, how much do we want him to initiate? For step 3, I had it on middle. So he like didn't initiate that often. And we had to do most of the initiation. And we did that for like the stream to make sure like the stream would be good, but like I don't think the game's gonna get that spicy, do we? Although we all are adults now. So I don't know. Hi. Okay, hi. And so your days growing up in the loving cradle of Sunset Bird came to an end. In the years that passed since graduation, you moved out of your childhood home and made your own way in the world. You? What do we do? Lived alone, lived with a pet, lived with pets, lived with Cove and his fish, lived with Cove, his fish, and the pet you picked, lived with Cove, his fish, and the pets you picked. I think we have to live with Cove, right? We're not gonna not live with Cove, right? Right? We have to live with Cove. Cove, fish, and pet. That is my vote too, Copper Queen. I'm with you. Oh my god. I love that you like don't have to live with Cove though. Like you could just live separate. Like I love how like intricate this game is with like options. All right, live with Cove, his fish, and a pet you picked. And you worked at a fine company, had a business of your own, co-owned a business with Cove, had multiple ways of earning income, were still focused on pursuing education. What do we want to do? I think we have our own business. I feel like that makes sense. I like that for us. We have our own business. I don't want to be too like codependent with Cove, you know? So I don't want to make Cove like everything. In the... We get to pick the industry! The music industry, art industry, fashion industry, writing industry, TV, and oh my god, the gaming industry. Hospitality, health, education, or STEM. Oh my god. I feel like STEM, maybe STEM or education, because we worked for Orca, which was like the organization that was like working to save animals and the ocean. So I feel like we'd be really into STEM, like interests like the ocean and things like that. I do think that gaming is funny because we are gaming, right? Like that is us. But I feel like for our character, they were never like big gamers. They were always out doing things. I don't know. I'll go with gaming if that's what you want. I'll go with gaming. But You think education? Like tutoring and stuff? It could be good. I like it. Your family members went through the same kinds of leaps into independence. Liz and Lee both eventually earned degrees and started fantastic careers in new towns. But your mom's and Cove's father still lived on the same street as they had from all those years before. It was comforting to you that there were some things that remained in the old neighborhood. And despite the ever-changing reality of your adult life, your friends were still your friends. Though of course, things weren't exactly the same for them either. Very recently, Terry publicly came out as a man and switched the spelling of his name to use a Y instead of an I. Oh, Terry! Oh my gosh! I'm proud of Terry. Good job, Terry. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. He also confessed his love for Miranda. I fucking knew they loved each other. Yes, which she excitedly reciprocated. They moved in together recently in a city past Sunset Bird. Okay, so I'm back again. Welcome back, Minty. That's so cute. Oh my god, Terry and Miranda. I'm literally that is so fucking cute. One person who did disappear into the shuffle of memories inside your mind was Baxter. After his vacation in Sunset Bird 1 year, he was just gone. That was a loss you felt. He had become someone you considered a friend during those days. So I keep popping in and out. A lot is happening right now, so I'm turning my phone on. Oh, don't worry, Minty. You never, ever, ever have to apologize for, like, popping in and out of a stream. One, I always appreciate lurking, and two, like, I always appreciate however long people can stay. Like, streams are usually pretty long, so I don't expect people to be here for, like, hours. Like, if you can, I appreciate you and I love you, but also, like, there's a lot happening. It's a Sunday. Like, live your lives, y'all. Wait, Hotman died? No, Hotman's fine. He just left. we haven't seen him. And then there's what became of the sad little boy you grew up with, Cove Holden. Your deep affection for him was something that continued to last unabated over the years. But hopefully you would commit to each other even more someday. You didn't want your relationship to change from what it was. And the two of you got engaged! He was your fiance! Okay, but I think, okay, here's the question though, folks. Do we play the long game and say you want it to be even more? Because then maybe he'll propose during this step. But we could already be engaged. What do you think? I'm gonna save, hold on. One, you think one? But hopefully we commit to each other the long game. You wanna play the long game, Copper Queen? I'm with you on that. Oh yeah, I'm with you. Someday. He truly thrived in his continued efforts of cultivating, loving, and supporting relationships with his family and friends. You couldn't say his personality had changed exactly. Instead, it became more refined. Cove was a gentle, loyal, considerate man who took the lessons he learned over the years to treat the people around him with patience and understanding. When Cove eventually developed a picture of the future he wanted to have as an adult, it made perfect sense to you based on his interests. Thank you for the lurk, Dapper! How you doing, friend? I don't care as long as I see fans. Oh my god, Minty, get out of here. Hello, Chip, how's your Sunday going? Also, this game really said Terry is amazing, and we stand Terry. I'm working, but quite well. Oh, I hope you have a nice work day, Dapper. I appreciate you lurking. Oh, I spelled it wrong, y'all. Hold on. I think it's with an S.
Trans rights.
If you're part of Cause and Med community, that's who sounds familiar. I enjoyed it and stole it from him. So if you like Cause and Ed, go check that out there. It's going good, just woke up. Oh, that's nice. Did you get to sleep in today? Or is it morning for you? Time zones are confusing. Cove decided against pursuing a degree and focused fully on building up a career. Yeah, I do, Copper Queen! I stole it from Ed. Well, not stole it, I found it, but I got the idea from Ed. Because I think it's important, and we play a lot of games where I feel like it's relevant that we have the sound. Also, trans rights. Period. He got a small business of his own teaching surf lessons, and he still volunteered with Orca when his workload allowed it. Wait, are there Thirst traps and Minty, you have to go into the fan art. You gotta go into the fan art. I don't know. This game is too wholesome for it to have any. He teaches surf lessons. Cove, I'm so proud of you. As an adult, Cove was able to recognize and have diagnosed that he was on the autism spectrum. They stopped coding it and they finally just said it. Wait, that makes me so happy. I knew they like confirmed Cove is autistic, but I didn't think that they were actually going to like straight out. I love this game. I love this game. This game is so fucking good and so inclusive and so amazing and like, I love that. I love that for Cove. I'm so happy for you, Cove, that you finally got diagnosed. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. It was something that that hadn't been noticed by his doctors as a child, but he was still the same Cove he always was to you, and he was just glad to understand himself better. Yes, when we get neurodivergent diagnoses, that is exactly what it is. It doesn't change who we are. It just makes it easier for us to understand ourselves, and that is what matters. Thank you, game. Thank you. It's about noon here. Comic-Con was exhausting but fun, so I'm recovering. Oh my god, Chip! You have to tell me all about Comic-Con! Tell me all about it! I have to live vicariously through you. I haven't been to a Comic-Con in over like 2 years. It thrilled you to see how happy and successful he'd grown up to be. On the whole, life continued its steady beat forward, and you all went with it down the paths you chose. It was strange and wonderful. But no matter how old you got, how far you roamed, or how long you were away, the home you had in Sunset Bird still called you back eventually. The car... Oh, this game seems so healthy and wholesome. It literally is the healthiest game I've ever played, Cocker Queen. Like, the amount of, like, amazing conversations and, like, dialogue and all of the things that have happened in this game, it's just, I cannot recommend it enough that people play it. I've never been to a convention, like, ever. It's so much fun, Minty. If you ever get the chance to go, highly recommend. The car rumbled down the highway. You had started to zone out when a truck in the left lane loudly zoomed past. Your driver didn't remark on it. Just like anything else this trip, you went back to staring out the window, letting the scenery pass you by. You did appreciate the spacious back seat of your ride. You hadn't known exactly when you would be coming in, so you had decided to use a ride app rather than ask your moms to pick you up. And it turned out to be a convenient choice. You looked forward to surprising your parents at the door. You smiled at the thought of their faces lighting up. Luckily, this hadn't been that big of a trip for you. You lived close enough that the travel hadn't turned into a big production. However, that didn't make the occasion mundane. For once, your moms had decided to have a modest celebration dinner for their anniversary. Unlike when you were growing up and they preferred not to make a big deal out of it, this year they were comfortable having a party. As time went on, they had found being the center of attention easier to handle. You were happy to see it. Everyone was talking about how wholesome this game is, and I'm just seriously, it's okay, Minty, I understand. Nerdy.berdie convention, what is Saber with COVID? They do like a TwitchCon, don't they? I want to like meet up at like TwitchCon. I want to meet all you friends and hang out. That'd be so fun. That'd be so fun. That'd be a good time. I don't know when Twitch does those things though, but I'm pretty sure they exist, right? No. With this going on, there's no way that either you or Liz would miss your mom's anniversary. Both of you made plans to come back home for it. You didn't hear from Liz about her exact schedule, but you hadn't shared yours either. It reminded you of when you were kids and both knew to show up for dinner, but didn't keep each other in the loop for each other's pre-dinner plans. This was the same concept after all. Some things stayed the same, and yet it was definitely different from when you would see your sisters every day and knew sort of what she was doing. Anyways, from osmosis. Today, you had no idea. Things were always changing. You mused on how at times it was hard to believe you didn't live with your parents anymore, and yet you also couldn't imagine going back and living as a kid under their rules. The rest of the drive flew by. Your silent driver provided a smooth ride. No sharp turns or hard stops jostled you on your own head. Your thoughts? Okay, I have a question for you all, because this game is reminding me of it. How do you feel about ride app, like, getting a ride places and not talking to the driver? Because my social anxiety hates rideshare apps because I feel like I have to talk to the driver or it's rude, because I don't want to be rude. But then I also feel like I might get murdered because, I don't know, that's where my brain goes. So, like, I never know how, like, I never want to call, like, rideshare apps. Like, I'd rather deal with, like, public transportation. You frequently recognized landmarks that darted the area. A grin came to your face as you passed the now entering sign to Sunset shepherd. Excitement built within you. You were really here. You were doing this. Your driver turned off on a street, and you realized that map program was taking you the way home that Ma preferred. You usually would have used the other side of the street to pass by the beach. I greet them, then put in headphones. That is totally valid. I wish that was like my brain let me do that. Sometimes I try and they keep talking to me, and then I feel rude not talking to them. In no time at all, the car had gone through the whole of town and pulled in the front of your mom's condo. The car slowed to a stop and parked. With the buzz of a highway gone, you realized that you could hear the familiar sounds of the waves. The air smelled like salt, and a rush of childhood memories flooded back. You started to gather your things, humming to yourself once more about how happy your moms would be to see you. After that, you notified everyone else that you made it the trip safely. You pulled over your suitcase from the other seat and yanked at your bag from down near your feet. Tap, tap. You startled at the sudden sound of tapping on the glass. It caused you to pause. Did you really hear what you thought you did? You weren't entirely sure because you soon heard something else, the window on the opposite side of the car rolling down. It confused you until you put it together that despite the driver's silence, you weren't actually alone in this car. The driver must have pressed the button. Someone had to be there. You turned your head to face the now open window. It's our mans! It's our mans! And he's looking good! Hey, I love you. I got a Witcher pendant and a Lego mini figure of Twisty and a foam sword and foam guns version of Red Queen and Blue Rose from Devil May Cry. I only went to cosplay once because I got... Oh, that's totally fair, Chip. The problem with cosplay is like you kind of get stuck like either taking pictures or like staying in the AC because it gets so hot. But that sounds amazing. What does the Witcher pendant look like? That, and I don't think I know any of the Devil May Cry stuff, but I bet those are so cool. Haven't had lunch yet. Minty! Oh my god, you gotta have some water. There he was, leaning his arms across the window, your beloved Cove Holden. He beamed at you with one of his precious open smiles. Hey Devin, welcome home. I was wondering how long I'd have to stand out here before you to make it. It's been a while, you know. Ah! Cove, I've been the one waiting to see you. You survived. You screamed excitedly. I'm gonna scream excitedly because that's what I did. This is, oh my god, Minty, you're so funny. It's the one Gerald has in the necklace. Oh, that's so cute, Chip. Toss a coin to your Witcher Daddy Cove. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh god, it scared me. That scream scared me. I'm sorry. I love Cove. He laughed at your reaction. You couldn't see the car's driver raise an eyebrow from the rearview mirror, but he didn't let it stop you. He then gripped the top of the car door and pushed half of his torso through the opening. That was enough to make the driver break their silence with a sharp, "Hey!" Cove did not seem to notice and continued climbing in through the window. He pushed one hand down on the middle seat to prop his dangling body up. He used the other hand to caress your cheek as he leaned in as close as he could. Oh my god, Cove, don't climb through a window to see me! Oh my god, Minty, ew. I missed you. You scooched across the seats and kissed him on the lips. You leaned over and kissed him on the forehead. You coveted his hands with yours. You flicked his nose. You did your best to hug him without knocking him down. You grinned at him. I'm gonna kiss him on the forehead. That's cute. We're cute and wholesome. You bent to the side and gently pressed a kiss to his forehead. The arm he was balanced on shook. He struggled not to come crashing down from his precarious position. However, his sapphic grin was infectious. The two of you shared each other's happiness. You shifted back just a little to get a better view of his face. Oh my god. Okay, now get out of the window. You're so cute. I really should have said this. You and your windows. He kept climbing through our windows. Laughing very forward, Cove. I mean, we did put him on high, like, initiation. I will definitely send pictures. Okay, please, Chip. Please. I would love to see them. I promise this was unplanned. I know, but still, it doesn't make a difference. Cove's smile turned awkward as his arm started to bend lower, causing his body to slide downwards with it. He turned his head to the driver.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm always causing trouble in this neighborhood. Cove shifted around some more and scurried back the way he came. After you had successfully pushed off the window and landed on the pavement with a thump, you opened your car door. You threaded your arms through the various straps of your bags and climbed out. Cove took a few long strides around the back of the car and quickly met you on your side. Ah! I love him so much! Look, he's all grown up! He's all grown up! Our little baby boy is all grown up! Cove stood in front of you and it struck you that the two of you were back in Sunset Bird, reunited once again on this street. Oh my goodness. I want to jump into his arms. But you put your luggage down first. No, we're still holding on to the bags. It was a little difficult to launch yourself at Cove with all your luggage in tow, but you pushed through. Cove let you out a little oof as he caught you, and a bag spun around to clobber him in the back. Oops, sorry. Both of you had to maneuver around the assorted cases weighing you down. Cove snorted as your baggage once again hit his side. When you were situated, he leaned back on the balls of his heels and fully lifted you off the ground. His goofy grin let you know just how much he was enjoying your enthusiastic embrace. With one last swing, he let you back down. You really were ecstatic to be around him again, and absolutely thrilled that it was here in this town where you were together. Even if it had only been a short time since you had seen him off, you had still missed Cove greatly. It somehow felt a little longer. Oh my god, I love this Take Me Please. Isn't this game just like the most wholesome? It literally, you cannot have anything but good vibes when doing this game. Like, it just fills me with so much like happiness. I know I'm like stimming really hard this stream just because of how like I love this game so much. Given your different schedules and travel availabilities, it had worked out better for Cove to head out to Sunset Bird first. He only arrived the evening before, however, and secured the hotel room. Until now, you never had to deal with that inconvenience of being in a tourist-heavy area. It was a fight to get a place to stay close by during the heat of the summer vacation season. Living without him at your place was a strange... Cove was basically a part of you at this point. You were glad to feel whole again. Oh! You idly shifted your luggage, then it struck you that you were a short one. You got out in such a hurry it was left behind. You reached back in the car to pull it out. Cove stood aside as you made a dash for the door. You shouldered the small bag and felt relieved that you would be able to brush your teeth tonight. Got everything this time? Minty! You stood up straight, everything truly gathered up and out of the car. You gave the backseat one last glance and then nodded. Cove shut the car door after you had moved out of the way. The two of you stepped off the street to give the driver some room. Cove waved. Sorry again. The driver said nothing and drove off. With the road clear, you let your gaze drift across the neighborhood that had known forever. It was such a small place to spend so many days. You were flooded with memories of going up and down the street during every stage of your life. Being a little kid, following your big sister to the playground, becoming a teen and staying out later, and growing into an adult who left their parents' house behind to be independent. You could feel the summer sun on your skin from all the times you had headed out to the beach. You saw the same surroundings that you as a young adult did when leaving home. Also, by the way, I might change my name to something else on Sunday, so if my name changes, I might no longer be Minty. No worries, just let me know. Whatever you change your name to, whatever you prefer to be called, if you have a different name you prefer to be called right now, let me know. I'm happy to do that. That goes for anyone here, anyone lurking, anyone chatting. Like, if you have a preferred name, if you have a preferred thing that you would like to be called, please, please, please let me know. I always want to do what people prefer. It was hard to quantify the amount of history you had here, and now you were back. Despite taking in the neighborhood again, you never lost awareness of Cove's presence. Yeah, I know, Minty. From the corner of your eye, seeing him there was a very familiar sight as well. So many of your memories included him. Your mind drifted from the neighborhood itself to the person who used to live there. You couldn't help the feeling of nostalgia. You still remembered his face, his voice, the scar on his arm from days long gone. He had changed so much since you had first met him, yet even with those changes, he was always recognizable. Yes, we have tattoos too. We're both tatted up. He was familiar like the sky was, in the way you knew the sea. Every day they may appear different, but they're still an inextricable part of life. It was the world with help from Mr. Holden and his ill-thought $20 bill that brought you together to begin with, but the two of you had chosen each other. You had never let your interactions fade. You had decided to nurture your relationship into what it was. And you could continue to keep Cove close into all the rest of your adult years. I could read. Cove was the partner you wanted for life. You couldn't be more grateful to call him your boyfriend. It would be impossible to imagine life without him. Cove noticed you staring at him after a while and smiled with his eyebrows raising into curiosity. He was very transparent in his question, if there was something you wanted to say. You shook your head and returned him a soft expression. You let yourself get carried away in the tide of memories, but now it was time to focus on the present. Ready to go see our moms? Our moms? My moms? We're not married yet. I'm skipping ahead. Cove nodded and then pointed at all your luggage bundled around your legs. Can I help with any of that? You can. No, it's like carrying in all my groceries in one go. No, the house is literally right there. No, you dropped them. No, it's like carrying all. That's literally something I would do. I can do it.
Fine.
Well, fine. But who am I to get in the way of your tasks? He smirked at your seriousness at something that was immediately ridiculous. The bag situation resolved, the two of you strolled over to the Birdie residence store. You started to pat your pockets. I keep forgetting that I named our last name Birdie when I was doing this. Only to realize that you no longer carried a key to the house. Your eyes scanned the entryway, a little lost, only to spy the doorbell. The thought of having to ring it felt super weird. As you pressed the inconveniently placed button on the side wall, you remember that no matter how much this place would always be a home to you, it wasn't where you lived. Being back here was like putting on a uniform after you quit the store where it came from. It had remained the same, but your circumstances had changed. Cove shifted on his feet awkwardly, obviously also thrown about being stuck out here keyless. You heard muffled voices and shuffling around from inside. Your heartbeat sped up in anticipation. The door swung open and there was your mom's smiling face. She immediately brightened at seeing you standing there. Mom! She's beauty, she's grace, she's aging beautifully. I love you, Mom! Well, well, well. Mom twisted her head back and gave a shout down the hall. Lonnie, guess who's here? There were more distant noises, no doubt Mom putting up from whatever she was to come see. Her high-spirit words rang out clearly. I hope it's one of my children. Mom snickered, still holding the door only half open to hide you for a little longer. Cove flushed as if suddenly realizing that he was going to be present for your mom's enthusiastic welcoming of you. You smiled to reassure him that he wasn't intruding. Ma finally reached the door and peered over Mom's shoulder. She's so pretty! Look at her haircut! Mom, your haircut looks beautiful! It is. Hello, Devin. She gave you a once-over patting the tops of your shoulders and moving down the sides of your arms before she nodded in satisfaction that you were in one piece.
How sweet.
This is a wonderful surprise. Ma inclined her head to Cove next, not leaving him out either. He had gotten here days before you, so this moment wasn't exactly a reunion for the two of them, but Ma was ever welcoming. Hello, sweetie. Wait, whose mom is that again? It's our mom. So we have two moms. And so Devin's mom. You count as one of my kids at this point anyways. I have doubled the surprise today.
Yeah.
You snorted at your mom's greeting. They never changed. Cove bashfully waved at them. He hadn't relaxed fully, but he had settled down at their welcome. Well, don't just stand out there. Come on in. Your mom moved aside and held the door open for you, gesturing for you to enter. You stepped into the living room. It was comfortable and cool. Cove was a half step behind you, his eyes on a new painting your mom's must have added since the last time you were here. Things were mostly the same, but there were decorations since you had last seen the house. Mom may have gotten the urge for some interior designing again. It struck you how odd it was to be the guest on only observing their choices for the living space here, rather than a full-time occupant. Ma came up in front of you, excitement in her eyes. I'm so glad you're here.
That's fine.
You know your mom and I would have been happy to pick you up, but you're self-sufficient and responsible. That's okay. What matters is that you arrived safely. Mom appeared at her side with a nod. Welcome back, kiddos. You appreciated that your parents respected you as an adult, even if Mom still called you kiddo. You figured long ago that you'd always be her kiddo, no matter how grown you became. It was part of the whole parent-child deal with her. I'ma hug my moms. You took another step forward and pulled Ma and Ma into a great big hug, squeezing them tight. Their arms wrapped around you in return. Yes, Car? Hi, I'm streaming. You're loud. Excuse you. Anyways. And you could feel their love for you in their embrace. It's so great to see you. I wanted to surprise you. I thought you deserve a little break after everything he put you through. I wanted to surprise you. Aw, well, you succeeded. Your timing was lovely. It's always nice when I'm able to come by. Your mom's giggled, pleased. I hope you're both, that's me. I hope you've both been doing well. Is everything set up for your anniversary dinner?
No problem.
We're happy to help if there's something we can do. We've been plenty fine. It's been a little quiet, but that's not a bad thing. Mom placed an arm around Ma's shoulder and gave her a side hug.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about the party. We're just planning to eat the expresses. Nothing fancy, which is kind of a funny thing to say about a fancy country club. The biggest issue has been making sure everyone could make it for the day. Speaking of which, Liz will be arriving tonight. We're planning on picking her up later. I guess Liz isn't as grown up as Devin. Don't be mean to my sister! Mom snickered at her own joke and Ma lightly elbowed her with a barely hidden grin.
Shush.
Shush! As I was saying, we could drop you off wherever you're staying if you don't mind waiting for that. I'm sorry there's not space for you in the house. It's gotten crowded in the old room since you and Liz moved out. I don't know where all this stuff keeps coming from. Sure you don't, Pamela. It's okay. COVE already has a hotel room. I'm gonna be staying in anyway. We're staying in a hotel with COVE? Okay, alright. COVE sent you some pictures of the place when he arrived a couple of days ago. Stylish and roomy. It was very nice. It was a room with a single king bed. It was a double room. We're dating. We can share a room with one bed. It's fine. We live together. Do we sleep in separate beds in the apartment we share? That would be pretty funny. He claimed that the bed was comfortable, so you had high hopes about that. Though mostly you were looking forward to having him next to you as you slept once again. Your mom smiled relieved. Kara's already here, isn't she? She directed her question at COVE. He bobbed his head a bit to go along with his reply. Yeah, I heard she made it. She's gonna be staying with Dad while she's in town.
Oh?
Have you gone over and said hello yet? COVE chuckled self-consciously, and this time he shook his head. You raised an eyebrow since you had figured he would have taken the chance while waiting for you. Not yet. I should do that now. I just wanted Devin to be there too. He caught your eyes with an adoring smile. Mom laughed at that, no doubt thinking that COVE was sweet but ridiculous.
Oh, nice.
It's nice to know your priorities. Yeah. COVE awkwardly rubbed his arms and shifted his feet, looking all too much like he did as a kid.
So?
Devin, do you want to go over to my house now? That's a good idea. You won't be leaving until late evening. You heard Ma, let's go see your parents. COVE perked up, back up, excited once more. We'll keep an eye on things while you're out. There's no reason to be carrying all that around. God, I love COVE. Me too, Jackie. Me too. And we'd be sleeping in the same bed tonight. You set down your bags in the living room, tucked them into a corner where they wouldn't be in the way. COVE helped. Your moms waved the two of you off as you walked back to the entranceway. Thanks. See you soon. You waved back and opened the door. I can't wait to see what COVE's parents look like. With that, you were on your way to see COVE's family next. This trip put a special little pep in COVE's step as you crossed the street to his dad's house together. Your spirits were equally high. Doing this, you felt like a teen again. You had known COVE's parents for a long time now. When it came to what you called his dad, you still stuck with the familiar classic Mr. Holden. You switched back to saying COVE's dad. You were on a first name basis with Cliff. Oh my god, we're on a first name basis with Cliff. 500%. Oh my god. I thought it was awkward on your tongue at first. You rolled off comfortably now. You appreciated how much he saw you as an adult and friend, and not just the kid from across the street. For his mom, you were still on a first name basis with Kira. You called her Mom. Mom 3 in a non-serious way? I want to call her Mom 3. That's so funny. Oh, she's my third mom. 5,000%. A playful grin was already settling on your face, and you hadn't even gotten there yet. It was always fun to hang out with her. Cove hopped up the front door and didn't bother knocking. He twisted the knob and it swung open. With a grin, Cove gave you a gratified thumbs up. You shook your head in disapproval, but you both knew that you hypocritically supported his behavior. Hypocritically? I can read. Your dad is lucky we aren't criminals. He brushed your comment aside and went right into his old home. Cliff was there, standing in his kitchen and babysitting a pan on the stove. How does Cliff still look this freaking young? I'm sorry, he hasn't aged at all. His head turned at the sound of footsteps and he brightened instantly at the sight of you both. Cove matches enthusiasm instantly. Oh my god, look, they're literally wearing like the same shirts. I was correct. He has like turned into his father. They're literally so cute. Look at them. They're so cute together. If it was anyone else, you would have thought he was lighting up with a childlike joy over seeing his dad again. But since you knew what Cove was actually like as a kid, you were aware this level of happiness with Cliff was definitely not equivalent to any childhood feelings of his. Maybe it's the lack of facial hair? It could be. But our moms like clearly have like gray and stuff in their hair. So like they could make him aged more if they so chose. They're just choosing not to. I don't know. Rated S for super saucy. Dad. I can't do Cliff's voice still. Cool. Cliff gracefully pushed what he was cooking to a different burner and flipped off the heat. He rushed over to you both. Cove flew forward and met him halfway in a hug. Cove squished his eyes shut and held his dad in a tight hug. Cliff soothingly rubbed his son's back. The more of an adult Cove became, the more he turned into a big daddy's boy. It seemed. I missed you. I missed you too. It was sweet, and teasing aside, it was wonderful to see them at this place in their relationship after years of struggling to connect. When the hug broke, Cliff hooked an arm around his son's neck. He let out a deep laugh. I still can't believe you outgrew me. I really thought I had that on him after you graduated from high school, but then he had to keep going. Chuckling, he shook his fist in mock anger. Cove ducked his head and laughed in kind. Sorry, Dad. Cove's cheeks turned pink and he averted his eyes. He was becoming wrathful, so you knew he had more he wanted to say. Cove softly added, But I was raised really well. His dad's expression instantly crumbled with emotion. He sniffled. Cove put an arm around him too and tugged him into a side hug. You observed their little reunion fondly, happy to let them enjoy their moment. They were a perfect pair of sentimentality. Cliff eventually turned his attention to you.
Hey.
Hi, Devin. So great to see you. He pulled away from Cove and approached you with a little wave. He was back to his cheery self. It's nice to see you. His expression morphed into a softer one at your gesture. A light chuckle escaped him just before you felt a soothing wave of acceptance settle in your chest. It wasn't the first time and it wouldn't be the last time he made you feel this welcome. You were so happy to be home. I missed seeing your face around here. Thank you. What is this love? Cliff cleared his throat, pulling attention to himself. He crossed his arms. But before we get too carried away, it's not real reunion yet. Kira's still in the guest suite. I'll go get her. He eagerly bolted down the hall, and you could hear every step he took. It ended with a distant knock. Kira, they're here. It was only seconds before there was the sound of a door being yanked open. The pounding of feet hitting the wood floor grew even louder this time.
My baby.
Oh my god, Mom! You're so pretty still! This lady also does not age. What the fricky frack? She looks exactly the same. I love her hair changes though. Her hair is just every time. Next to you, Cove let out a nervous laugh. His parents entered the living room, and Kira stretched her arms out wide when she spotted you both. Cove went to her easily. Love? Feelings? Bomb. Honestly, sometimes this game, it's too wholesome and too sweet and too, like, idealist. And I'm like, idyllic, that's the word I'm looking for. And I'm like, feelings? I can't handle feelings. I don't know. How do you process this love and support? I'm going for the hug too. I love Mom 3. You pulled you tightly into her arms with Cove. You were squished but felt every bit of love Kira held in her heart for you both. Idealistic, yeah, thank you, Copper Queen. Words are hard. Cove wrapped his free arm around her too. He rested his head on top of hers and let out a happy sigh. What part of the game is this? Like, what step? Just wondering. We are in the final step, Chip. We are in step 4, the very beginning of step 4. We just finished step 3, and then transitioned into this. So, the end. We're in endgame. You're both looking well. That's wonderful, and just what I like to see.
Thanks.
Thanks, and hi, Mom. Thanks, Mom 3! You look great too, Mom 3! Welcome back, Mom 3! I missed you, Mom 3! I love it! It's so funny! I love the acceptance! I love this so much! Okay, then Dad's Cove. Cove's dad is 42, apparently. Yeah, so they had Cove, I think, when they were, like, teenagers. I think they were probably, like, 19? And they were young when they had Cove. So they've been young parents. So I'm not surprised that they still look amazing because they were young parents. But it's weird since I think we're like 20 something now. So I'm just saying, welcome back, Mom 3. Kira's gaze moved around the room, taking in you, Cove, and Cliff. Her smile widened. I couldn't be happier to be back with my favorite people. Endgame, Avenger, Cove stands assemble. Bean, that's honestly what it is. We are in, except that none of the tragedy will happen like it does in Endgame, which I have strong feelings about. Cove stands assemble. I need that to be a sound alert. I need a sound alert that just says Cove stands assemble. So what's new? How have you both been? Kira gave a nod for Cliff to go first. Cheerfully, he waved a hand.
No worries.
Oh, same old, same old. Still got to the shop, still got my friends and family, of course, and still the most exciting thing around here, seeing who will rent that one free condo. Incredible. I always knew you were such a snore. They snickered, and you couldn't help but peek at Clove. He rolled his eyes dramatically, drawing out a few giggles from you, but the whole time there was still a happy smile fixed on his face.
Well,
for me, things have been good. I've gotten a lot of interesting assignments lately. Oh, I recently went to Seattle and... Kira twirled a strand of hair shyly and her mouth curved into a grin. Whatever she was thinking about, it made her happy. Things have still been going well with that guy from work, but it's a little early to bring him all the way out to California to meet the family. She has a partner! Cove crossed his arms. He and his dad nodded. It was clear she appreciated the acceptance from her 2 boys. I'm really happy for you. Thanks. Mom 3. You're honestly glad that things are going well for her. She was clearly grateful for your approval as well. So that's us. Do you 2 have plans for your first day back? The only thing I have to do is pick up Liz later tonight before we head back to our hotel at home.
Great.
Great. He suddenly looked over his shoulder, his eyebrows pushed together. I'm glad you're here, but I just remembered that I was in the middle of cooking something. Only a small cackle escaped you while you fought off the giant grin taking over your face. Meanwhile, Cove erupted into laughter at his dad shaking his head. That's fine, Dad. Go salvage what you can. I think it'd be nice to explore the old neighborhood for a while anyway, since we've got the time. Cove directed the last part to you as he spoke, hoping that you would want to go with him. You nodded automatically. You would already looking forward to it. That's a perfect idea.
makes sense.
I think so too. You should go enjoy the day. I'll hang back here so I won't be a third wheel. And someone's gotta keep an eye on Cliff before he catches the whole kitchen on fire. Mom, you're not a third wheel. Ko stiffly stuck his arm against his side like a little child. A small smirk tugged at Kira's mouth. She winked. You know what I mean. Have a good walk. I'll see you both later. Cheerily, Cliff waved before going back to his cooking. Cove smiled warmly. Bye. Okay, bye. Bye, we'll see you soon. Cove trailed behind you as you walked into the welcoming summer sun. He stopped closing his eyes to stretch his arms in the warm rays. Satisfied, Cove turned to you and carefully took your hands in his. The heat of that was better and more comforting than any ray of sunlight that could shine on you today. Stepping closer, you squeezed his hand, your mouth curved into a playful smile. Let's get out of here. Cove hummed in agreement while you climbed onto his back. Oh my god! When you had both hands insecure as he stood up, the moment bounced you and wait, we're on his back! Under your hand, you could feel the vibrations of laughter in Cove's chest. Oh my god, I forgot we made it a thing that he gives us piggyback rides. Let's go. Naturally, you found yourself heading down the road towards the beach. Your spirits rose even higher as you strolled across the sand, heading to the shopping district. Arriving, you rode past tourists who were taking in the sights for the very first time. Being a local was a badge of honor you wore proudly. You casually walked past the shops. Over the years, some had closed down, but many of the stalls were still exactly the same as they were when you were little. We didn't start the fire song in the back. Cliff started the fire. I don't know the rest of the words either, Reed. Cove snapped his head as far as it could to one side, so dramatically you couldn't have missed it. Something clearly caught his eye, but you couldn't see it.
Please?
There's a pretzel stand open today. Can we get one? When his gaze found you again, he wore the biggest smile. You chuckled. Of course you can, but I want one too. Oh wait, you don't need to ask for my permission. Does your heart want a pretzel? Yup, it does. For a moment, you both quietly laughed at that. You placed a hand over your own heart. Then I think you should follow it. You're gonna get the one that comes with the little frosting cup, aren't you? That's right. At that, you both happily made your way over, being pulled in faster by the delicious aroma of the stall. Oh, now I wanted Auntie Anne's pretzel so bad. Auntie Anne's is my favorite pretzel place. I know it's like, I don't know what they do with their pretzels, but I could eat those pretzels for every single meal and never get sick of them. They are so good. I thought you changed course to the pretzel stand for a snack break. Cove was very pleased by the morsel he picked up, and that was good to see. The sun arched across the sky as you went up and down the road as a pair. By the time you returned to the beach, day was beginning to fade into night. Cove kicked his shoes off, tossing them into the sand. He wanted to get his feet wet in the waves as fast as possible. You joined him. In seconds, you had your feet free and your shoes abandoned in the sand. You kept going until you were ankle deep in the water. Cove sighed contentedly. You followed his line of sight to the setting sun, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. It really feels like summer now. He wore a bent smile when he turned to you. The light illuminated like a halo behind him, and the sight took your breath away. All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to find a good place to stop, and then we're gonna go and do the if we would propose. We're gonna have to skip to it though, so I'm just gonna pick random options. And then I'm gonna end stream. My eyes are just getting tired, so we're gonna find a good spot to pause if I can. I don't know if I can. In fact, it's hard to think of anything that feels more perfectly summer than moments exactly like this. Being here at sunset in Sunset Bird with you. I'm so glad we were able to come visit. I do like our living situation now over just being neighbors, but still. You hummed in agreement. And then Raid, of course Raid. We always go share the love with our friends. Always Raid. Of course Raid. Your heart fluttered the moment you met Ko's eyes. Your mouth lifted into a pleased smile. This is a wonderful day. You felt elated. You couldn't wait to pick up Liz and be surrounded by your family again. Cove murmured quietly, losing himself in his thoughts again. Shortly after, you saw his hand shoot down in the sand. He stood straight back up with a lopsided smile and got to work brushing the sand off his prize. You knew without a single word, Cove found a new shell for your collection. As you wandered down the beach, Cove followed at your side in comfortable silence. Your shadows stretched across the sand like they were leading the way. The only noise you could hear were the soft footfalls of your feet and the waves gently rocking into the shore. For a moment in time, it felt like there were only the two of you in your own little world. Eventually, the bubble popped, and when you realized that your phone was going off, it was Ma, hoping that you were going to be back soon. Curious, Cove's eyes slid down to your phone. You let your hand fall back down to your side. You held the phone pressed against the palm of your hand. It's Ma. She wants to know when we'll be there. Cove scratched the back of his neck and shook his head. His mouth twitched like he just had a funny thought. Dang, parents, always trying to make us come home before it gets too dark. They knew escaping from curfew as long as we're in this neighborhood. Parents are such a pain. Excessive, you laughed. I'm just gonna laugh. You think after all this time, they know that we always find our way home. I think she knows. She's probably just excited to spend time with you. Think so? Yeah. If I was her, I'd be missing you too. After one last glance, you put your phone away again, and Cove gave a small shrug. Ready? Yeah. Let's go. Together, you left the beach feeling the call of home pulling you forward. The both of you ran off towards your mom's house, leaving the waves behind, but welcoming the beginning of summer. Alright. I feel like that's a good spot. So I'm gonna save. And then I'm going to load. And we're going to skip through so that Jackie can see what happens when you propose to Cove. Okay, here we are, Jackie. This is for you. Jackie, this is for you, Jackie. This is for you, Jackie. You earnestly asked him to marry you. Marriage. It was such a big step to take, and yet it seemed so natural. You wanted to be with Cove. You needed him to be yours forever. Even when you had been distant with each other as children, he was still there. You both had to orbit around each other until things fell into place. The two of you had moments where you spoke about your possible futures. You knew his feelings on marriage. Cove wasn't afraid of that commitment. Marriage would just formalize what you already were sure of. Marriage would make a dream of yours come true. Marriage would make Cove happy. You wanted to take control of what would come next. I feel like it would probably just formalize, right? There was no reason not to get it officially settled in your mind. You would be kidding yourself to pretend having Cove as your husband wasn't what you wanted. You loved Cove. You loved him so much. It was time to stop kidding, Cove. Your voice was full of excitement. Energy tingled up and down your spine, and you could feel your heart start to speed up. Cove smiled a little, his eyes bright and full of interest. He leaned in closer as he waited to hear what you had to say. What do we say? How do we do it? How do we do it? Will you marry me? Marry me. Cove James Holden, you are the love of my life. I want to marry you. Cove, I wanted to get married. It's nothing. Never mind. Ooh, we're not backing out. Wait, we have come too far. We're not backing out. I say 3. I say number 3. Cove James Holden. Yep. Cove James Holden, you are the love of my life. I want to marry you.
Yes.
I do too! Is he crying? You buried his face in his hands immediately after that outburst. His bangs flopped down and hit the tips of his fingers as he hung his head low. Oh, okay, that was easy. Wait, I haven't even explained it all yet. Thank you. You're so wonderful. Really? What did we say? I would say really? You were thrilled at his instant yes. Cove was still unable to face you directly. He curled in on himself, his face back shaken, and he realized he was trembling. Are you crying? Of course he's crying. I love Cove. Cove's breath hitched and he nodded shakily. You leaned closer to him and smiled softly at your Cove. You got down on one knee. You picked up Poppy to offer it to Clove. You got on one knee and offered Clove a Poppy. You looked straight at him. I don't feel like we're a conventional couple, so I don't feel like one knee is necessary. But I feel like the Poppy in the knee is cute. One knee and Poppy, yeah, I agree. You wanted to get into position for your proposal. You knelt down, nestled within the poppies. You glanced around for a second and plucked a delicate white poppy. You didn't have a ring yet, so this would have to do. You held the flower out to Cove. Cove's fingers twitched at the sound of his name. He spread them out, only slightly peeking back at you adorably. Oh God. His voice broke on those 2 words. Cove's eyes glanced down at the poppy in your grass. The flower swayed back and forth. Whether it moved from the gentle breeze or the slight shake of your hand was anyone's guess. The dawn around you cast golden light on your black hair and olive skin. Your purple eyes sparkled, and you hoped he would see the depth of your love for him as you looked up at him from down on one knee. This is actually happening. Me and Cove both crying right now. I love this game. Isn't it so cute, Bendy? I literally love this game so much. Cove let his hands fall to his sides. All attempts to hide were gone. He was ready to face you and the life you were offering to him. Remember when we first met on this hill where we were 2 kids who didn't understand why everything seemed to be bringing them together? I thought you were just some weird kid with wavy eyes. You were just my neighbor. I didn't get you at all then. It took me a while to warm up to you. You were so grumpy back then. I thought you were just some weird kid with wavy eyebrows. I feel like it's funny. I never would have thought that you would become the person who mattered more to me than anyone else. I found you were crying because your life was about to be different, and now you're here again, crying for the same reason. It just feels right. You make me happier than anyone. You're the most beautiful person in the world. You're the greatest support in my life. I never want to lose you. I love you. I can barely even put into words what you mean to me. What do we say? Y'all, we actually get to do a real proposal. This is so, oh my god. This game. I can't with this game. It's so cute. It's so cute. Why is there not an all option? I know! I want to say them all. Oh. I don't know. What do we say? I can barely even put into words what you mean to me. I feel like that one. I feel like that one's the truthful. You're the greatest support in my life. That's also true, though. You make me happier than anyone. That's also true. Words? Yeah. I don't know. They're all good. I may not have a ring, but I'm serious. Cove, I want to marry you. Do you want this too? Yes, Devin, I do. His voice cracked, but his answer was unmistakable. A drop of dew glittered on the poppy between you. Slowly, he reached for it, and you placed the flower in his outstretched hand with a smile. He held the stem tightly. Of course I want to marry you. I want to be married to you already. I wish you were just my spouse right now, and we'd be together forever. Devin, you're the best thing in my life, and I love my life. It's wonderful and amazing, and I don't need anything else. I don't want anything else. If I can promise to stay together and never let you go, there's nothing else I could say. Thank you so much for everything. He blinked away the tears and tried to wipe them away.
I love you.
I love you. I want to marry you. Oh, feelings! Oh my god, I'm hot. Oh, we pushed him down in the grass and kissed him. Spicy. I think we should just kiss him normally, though. But Jackie, this is for you. So you tell me how you want this to go. You embraced him. You pulled him into a kiss. Put grass. I knew you wanted the grass kiss. I knew you wanted the spicy one. Jackie always wants the spicy one. You couldn't hold back any longer. You launched yourself at him, knocked Cove down on impact. He laid flat on his back, the white poppy swaying around him. His eyes were wide, but he smiled with an expression that was just so utterly Cove. As beautiful as he was, you didn't have the patience to only sit there admiring him. You leaned forward and kissed your fiancé. Cove grinned back from underneath you and kissed back enthusiastically. He shook his head slightly, doing nothing to dislodge the smile on his face. He pulled you closer to him. Cove? I'm just happy. You felt the same, warm and satisfied. You could stay with him until the end of time itself. The two of you wound up, snuggled tucked into the poppies, with Cove's chest as a pillow. You didn't even notice when you started to drift off. The last thing you could make out was the soft rumble of Cove's voice.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. There we go. I think we caught up. So that is the if you propose to Cove option, Jackie, my fiance. There you go. There you go. I hope that was worth it. Yes. I'm glad that you liked that option. Oh my god, this game makes me so flippin' happy, y'all. Thank you all for joining me for this game. I absolutely love Our Life. It's just so wholesome and like such like a comforting game for me, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I really had fun with you today, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Goodbye, everyone!